Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that if you're here for the High Hanging Fruit webinar, that you're in the right place. We're going to get started here in less than 2 minutes. So I just wanted to let everyone know that if you're showing up to get the free book, you're here for the High Hanging Fruit training. Just wanted to let you know that you are in the right place, and we'll get started here in less than 2 minutes. So stay tuned. We'll get started in less than 2 minutes. If you're here for the High Hanging Fruit training, you want to get a free copy of our book, High Hanging Fruit. Stay tuned. We'll get rolling here in about a minute. You are in the right place.
Everybody, welcome to the High Hanging Fruit webinar. If you are here, well, you're in the right place. So if you're here for the High Hanging Fruit webinar, you are 100% in the right place. Everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. Have a lot of people joining us after, but we have a lot of you here already. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am Mitch Broderick. I'm the one that has been filling up your email and texting you, trying to manage all the conversations, obviously, with all of you. But I'm the one that you've been hearing from basically nonstop for probably like the last 24 hours. So thank you for your patience, and thank you for joining us on the webinar. We have a really fantastic webinar planned for you today, a lot of really great information regarding this high-hanging fruit system. Just a little bit about me, because you'll be hearing from me more in the future, and I'm sure I'll speak with a lot of you. I have been in marketing, and I'm also a licensed realtor for 6 years, and I sold full-time as a realtor for 3 years between Metro Detroit, the St. Clair Shores area, and actually Charleston, South Carolina, where I live now. And then I went into a marketing career. There was an unforgettable opportunity, and so I went in that direction, which ultimately I left that after building a marketing career for 3 years with a company called Forbes Books, and ultimately came to Platform to help Tim Shermack, who you'll be hearing from on this webinar today. And so I have a unique perspective as both a very effective and high-level marketer and somebody who actually understands the ins and outs of the real estate industry. And I've purchased all the different marketing systems that there were for sale as of like 3 years ago. So unique perspective to add, and I will tell you that as a result of that, there is no marketing strategy or no marketing system that I've come across that is as effective and impactful for like a single agent or a small team as the high hanging fruit strategy. And so that said, I want to just introduce Tim Shermack, who is the author of the High Hanging Fruit book. We're going to talk about exactly how you can get that book during this webinar, and we're going to dive into what that book is about, what the strategy is all about. And you'll also hear us talk about Platform, which is the actual company that we use to implement the high hanging fruit strategy for some of our clients. But we give away the farm on this webinar. We'll tell you exactly what we're doing with this strategy to help our clients generate a massive amount of leads every single month that ultimately become conversion. So I want to introduce Tim Shermack. He's the author of the High Hanging Fruit book. And Tim he's been marketing himself for 6 or 7 years. He is an absolute genius when it comes to this high hanging fruit strategy and generating leads. And I'll just turn it over to Tim right now. And then I will also be on the webinar the whole time. in the live chat, so you can ask any questions, and I'll try and get to you as soon as possible. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the webinar, and I hope that I'll be hearing from you all very soon. I'm going to turn it over to Tim Shermack now.
All right, thanks, Mitch. I want to start by letting everyone know, again, if you're just joining us, you are in the right place for high-hanging fruit. Everyone on the webinar today is going to get a free copy of that book. I'm going to hop in here to screen share right now, so I'll hop into the PowerPoint here, and we'll get started. All right, awesome. So as we dive into this, I do want everyone to know that this webinar is 100% live. This is not one of those webinars where they say it's live, but it's actually like a pre-recorded webinar. It is Wednesday, November 15th. I know that because I was with my wife yesterday for our anniversary, November 14th. So this is definitely a live webinar. And I want to dive right into the substance. So let's just get started. High-hanging fruit. If you're a real estate agent and you want to take your business to the next level, high-hanging fruit, I believe, is the most powerful lead generation marketing strategy in the world for real estate agents. What high-hanging fruit is, let's just get right down to the substance and the specifics right away on this webinar. What high-hanging fruit is a marketing mentality that we want to always be building the pipeline of future business and not really worry so much about getting a lead who's ready to go in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, or getting a lead of someone who's ready to start house hunting tomorrow, or someone who wants to list their house this week. So what we do is we intentionally structure marketing campaigns so that we're generating leads of people that are kind of in that research phase, right? Where they're planning to maybe buy a house in 3 months or 4 months, or they're maybe planning to list their house for sale in 3 months or 4 months. And we intentionally structure the marketing campaigns so that those people are opting into our funnels early on in their sales cycle when they're kind of in that doing research phase, right? What most agents are super concerned about, pretty much 99% of realtors out there, all they want is low-hanging fruit. And what I call low-hanging fruit is like, the people who just their entire business consists of buying leads from Zillow or buying leads from Realtor.com, right? Or Commissions Inc. or Boomtown or those other companies, out there that pretty much all do the same thing, right? They just try to get you as many leads as possible from Google pay-per-click, right? I mean, that's where Realtor.com, that's where Zillow gets all their traffic, all their clicks is from Google, right? So we call that low-hanging fruit because those are typically the leads that are ready to go sooner than later. And all the realtors out there, it's just kind of weird, they're fighting over that same pool of leads. So that's where all the competition is. And kind of the magic, the genius in this high-hanging fruit strategy is that if you, again, like intentionally structure your lead generation, structure your marketing campaigns so that you're appealing to the buyers and sellers that are maybe 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 months away. So right now it's November, right? The ads we're running are probably going to be picking up a lot of buyers and sellers that are ready to go in like January, February, March. If you're always building your pipeline, the cool thing is a couple months into it, you'll never have to worry about where your next deal is going to come from because you always have a solid pipeline coming up. So that's the point of high-hanging fruit is we want to generate a big pipeline where the majority of your leads are, let's say, 3 or 4 months out because 3 or 4 months from now, all those leads are ready to go today, right? And if you always are building this pipeline, you'll never have to worry about it. What we're going to talk about specifically in this webinar, just so you guys know, is the Facebook ads and the specific lead generation strategies of how to get those leads. And then also we'll talk about the specific way that we follow up with those leads because it is very different. If you're generating high-hanging fruit leads, the way you generate them is different, but also the way that you follow up has to be different than the way that you would typically follow up with a referral or a Zillow lead because the conversion strategy and the cultivation strategy has to be different or you're not going to convert the lead. So we're going to dive into all that. I'm going to basically give away all of our secrets on this webinar, tell you exactly what we're doing. I'm going to share with you these specific Facebook ads that we use to do that. And I'll share with you also a bunch of video stories of agents that are using this strategy right now. So realtors across the country that we've been working with for the last couple years that have literally doubled their business. We have some clients that have even tripled their GCI, and a couple that even quadrupled their GCI, where they went from making $100,000 a year to $400,000 a year. We have one who went from making about $200,000 a year to $800,000 a year in GCI. So it's because they always build a pipeline. If I could almost narrow it down to one sentence, just one sentence summary of why this high-hanging fruit strategy works so well, it's that when you focus on high-hanging fruit leads, you have no competition. So when you focus on high-hanging fruit leads, you have no competition because all the other realtors in your market are busy fighting over the business that's ready to go right now. So if you just have, if you have the vision and you have the patience to actually build out this marketing system, like I'll show you on this webinar, and you create these Facebook ads that consistently generate just a steady flow of leads, you'll never have to worry about where your next closing is going to come from. And the end result is that we have, I mean, dozens and dozens of case studies of realtors who have told us, hey, I did this and I doubled my business or I tripled my business. So I just want to be clear to everyone on here that as we dive into this, I'm not just cherry picking, I'm not just cherry picking one example or two examples of someone who basically got lucky and doubled their business, or they got lucky and tripled their business. There's literally dozens and dozens of case studies in here of agents that have followed this, and they didn't just grow their business by 20 grand or 30 grand. They literally doubled their business or they tripled their business. So without further ado, let's dive in. This text message I have here on the screen, the most important sentence is at the end. It says, my pipeline is full. So they got a bunch of listings and some buy transactions. That's great. But the part I want you to focus on there is at the end of this text message that a client sent me. He said, my pipeline is full. That's what high-hanging fruit is all about, is building up that pipeline so that you really have a true business. Like if you're worried about where your closings are going to come from next month, or what your pipeline looks like 2 months from now and 3 months from now, you don't really have a true business. What you have is a job. And that's a scary place to be as a real estate agent. So high-hanging fruit is all about building that pipeline so that your income actually starts to reflect a true business. As we dive into this, I also want to clarify that high-hanging fruit is really more than a marketing tactic. It's not just a specific tactic. It's also really not just a strategy. High-hanging fruit is really more of a philosophy, right? It's like a new way of thinking about marketing. It's a contrarian way of thinking about marketing. What you'll realize in this webinar this afternoon is that this is pretty much the opposite of what every other agent is doing. It's the opposite of what your competition is doing, and that's why it works so well. So this is one of my favorite quotes here from Jim Rohn. Your income is determined by your philosophy, not the economy. That's what high-hanging fruit is. It's really not just a tactic. It's a philosophy. It's a new way of thinking about marketing. So we're going to dive into this. We're going to talk about why I believe the whole online, internet lead industry in real estate, and that would include pretty much all companies like, Commissions Inc., Boomtown, Zillow, Curator, Realtor.com, Truly, Real Geeks. I mean, all these companies, right? They pretty much all do the same thing. I think those marketing systems, that industry has worked well, the last 5 years, maybe even the last 7 years, but the last couple of years, it's really started going downhill fast because there's so much more competition now, and all of digital advertising in a nutshell works in an auction system. So when there's more people bidding on those clicks, the cost per click goes up, therefore the cost per lead goes up. Anyone who's been using, leads from Zillow or, anything from Google pay-per-click, Realtor.com, you've noticed that, even if you're spending the same amount of money, we're here now in November 2017, maybe you were spending $1,000 a month, you're getting a lot less leads for $1,000 a month than you probably were a year ago or 2 years ago. Or if you're spending $400 a month, you're getting a lot less leads for $400 a month than you were a year ago. There's just more competition now, and the industry is falling apart. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, you have to start looking at the big picture, right? That's what we're going to talk about in this webinar. And we're going to show you actually the specific ads that our clients use to get leads for not just $5 a piece, but actually as little as $4 a piece, $3 a piece. In some cases, our clients are consistently getting leads for $2 a piece. So literally every $100 they spend on lead generation ads, they're getting 50 leads per every $100 they spend. We primarily use Facebook ads to do that. Again, on this webinar, I am going to show you these specific ads that we use to do that. So let's dive in. I'll talk about 4 reasons that I believe that this can double your GCI. The first is I want to open with this video. This is actually now my friend, but he actually just started out as a client in Florida, Jonathan Garrick. And this book, and by the way, everyone on the webinar is going to get a copy of that book. I just want to repeat that in case anyone's just joining us now. Everyone on the webinar is going to get a free copy of the book, High Hanging Fruit. There's no strings attached. You don't have to buy anything. There's no upsell. You don't have to pay for shipping or anything like that. Everyone will get a free copy of that book. So he filmed this quick video because this book for Jonathan was the missing link in his business. He had read like The $1 Million Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. He had read like The One Thing by Gary Keller, you know, all these books that are basically like the Bible for real estate agents, right? And High Hanging Fruit was the marketing book that was the missing link for him. You know, it allowed him to take his big ideas and his vision and actually put it into a concrete, tangible business plan. So now he finally understood how to generate the leads, the number of leads that would be necessary to actually hit his goals. So I want to show you this quick, like 30-second video of Jonathan talking about what this book and the strategy, High Hanging Fruit, did for his business.
Jonathan Garrick, real estate agent in Southwest Florida with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here today to talk to you about the book High Hanging Fruit and the platform system. And if you've ever read any of the books by Gary Keller, The One Thing, or The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, they give you the real big picture thinking on how to come up with a business plan and to grow your real estate business. This is the rocket fuel to that system to actually how to market your business and yourself effectively. So definitely, if you're interested in this book, pick up a copy and also contact Platform. It was one of the best business decisions I've ever made.
Awesome. So again, everyone on the webinar is going to get a free copy of the book, High Hanging Fruit. All right, so this is an example of someone who actually quadrupled their business. This is Jose Medina. He's in Colorado Springs, and he primarily just uses about 3 of the Facebook ads that I'm going to show you here in this webinar today. So I want everyone to realize that when we're talking about people doubling or tripling their business, it's not like they're running 10 Facebook campaigns simultaneously and spending thousands and thousands of dollars a month on ads. He basically consistently runs 2 or 3 campaigns, but they consistently get so many leads for him that it's actually resulted in Jose not even doubling his business. He's actually quadrupled his business. So here's a quick, just 25-second video of Jose talking about what this high hanging fruit idea has meant to his business. And again, we'll actually show you the ads that he's using.
Hey guys, if you're still skeptical about high hanging fruit, let's just break down the numbers real quick. In 2013, I did 25 deals. I then implemented high hanging fruit platform so that you know. In 2014, I went from 25 to 50 deals. In 2015, I went from 50 deals to 70 deals, baby. And now in 2016, I'm making over 100 transactions so that you know. And now that I have my team in place in 2016, just imagine what I'm going to do in 2017. Make it a phenomenal day.
Awesome. So again, that's Jose Medina. He's in Colorado Springs, and he actually didn't just double or triple his business, he quadrupled it. So as we dive into this, if you don't have a notepad, please grab that, because if you haven't already noticed, I talk fast. This is not going to be like a marathon 4-hour webinar or anything crazy like that. We're going to try to get through all of this content in about an hour. So I talk fast, so please grab a pen and paper. If you don't have that handy, I'll wait literally 5 seconds here for you to quick grab a notebook. All right, cool. So super quickly about me. My name is Tim Chermak. I'm the author of the book Main Street Marketing. I also wrote the book High Hanging Fruit. So Main Street Marketing was actually my first book published for small business owners, and it really laid out my strategies for how local businesses, like local brick and mortar businesses, right, like a car dealership or a restaurant, a coffee shop, Any sort of local business can generate more leads for their business. But what I found when I wrote this book, Main Street Marketing, was that a lot of the people reading the book that would write back to me or email me, they were real estate agents, and they were taking action on the ideas in the book, and they were getting just ridiculous, like crazy, awesome results. And I mean, the results were so incredible that I interviewed some, of those readers, and I started working with them. They hired me as like a personal consultant, and we really dove in and doubled down on it. And we specifically applied the ideas from that book specifically for the real estate world. And their businesses just exploded at that point. And I realized, like, wow, like if we focus on this niche of working, with real estate and working with realtors, like these strategies are dynamite. So I ended up working with so many realtors and having them hire me to create their Facebook ads, create their websites, create their follow-up sequences so they could convert more leads, that I created so many of these strategies and marketing campaigns that I just decided to write an entirely new book specifically for realtors. So this is the book that everyone's going to get who's on the webinar today. It is a full-length book. It's like a 200-page book. So it's not like a 20-page ebook or like a 30-page, just ebook that you download. It's a legit 200-page book. Again, everyone on the webinar is going to get a free copy of this book, and it's a book I wrote specifically for realtors. So it's all about the strategies that we use to generate buyer and seller leads for realtors. So as we dive into this, just keep in mind, we are going to reveal how to get that book for free. Everyone who joins us, we will give it to you totally for free. So let's dive into high-hanging fruit here. The first thing I usually talk about when I do a training on this is that you need to look about where you're, you need to look at where you're investing your time and where you're investing your money, because most realtors actually do the opposite of what I would recommend. They're investing all their time at the top of the funnel, and they're investing their money at the bottom of the funnel. So when I say the funnel, I mean, like, look at the sales cycle, like the typical sales funnel or the sales cycle, right? It's that upside down triangle, right? Where it's widest at the top and it gets narrower at the bottom. Because typically you have a lot of leads come in to your marketing campaigns, they come into your sales funnel, but by the end of it, there's only a few remaining that you've converted, right? So just imagine that, like, upside down triangle or that sales funnel. Most agents, if you're honest with yourself, you're investing a lot of your time to generate leads at the top of the funnel. So to like get leads, to like lead generate, you invest time, right? Like you make cold calls, like you might time block 2 hours a day just to cold call FSBOs and expired listings, right? So you spend a bunch of time generating leads, or maybe you go to networking events. Maybe, you're a member of like a local networking group where you go and you just try to be the go-to agent for people in that networking group, right? Or you volunteer at your kid's school, or you volunteer at church, or you're just trying to get your name out there essentially by using time, right? Or the most classic example for a realtor is maybe you went through the Bold class with Keller Williams or something, right? And essentially the most practical takeaway that a lot of agents get from that is I need to spend more time lead generating, right? I need to get more touches with potential leads every week. So, you start time blocking like 2 hours a day, maybe you buy a dialer, you get, a subscription to RedX or Vulcan, and you start making hundreds of cold calls every day. And if you make enough calls, the numbers work. It's just the law of large numbers, right? You'll probably set some appointments. You'll probably get some buyers or some listings out of it, right? It's almost mathematically impossible not to, right? So you're investing your time to generate leads, and with whatever marketing budget you have, whether it's $300 a month or whether it's $2,000 a month, right? You invest your marketing budget generating leads at the bottom of the funnel. So you invest your time at the top of the funnel, and you invest your marketing budget at the bottom of the funnel. And the bottom of the funnel is what I call low-hanging fruit leads. It's low-hanging fruit. It's, the apples on the lowest branches of the tree. That's the type of lead that you're going to get from Zillow, where they opted in for information on a specific property and they want to go check it out like this week or even potentially today. Or it's a lead from realtor.com. Or, really any of those portal websites, right, where a lead comes in and they're very warm and they're ready to go sooner than later. They're not like a year away. Right. So most agents, again, are investing their time generating leads at the top of the funnel, but they're investing their money at the bottom of the funnel. I want you to do the opposite. So high-hanging fruit is this idea that when other agents are investing all their time doing cold calls and stuff at the top of the funnel to generate leads. We want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. We are going to start investing our money at the top of the funnel to generate leads so that we can invest our time at the bottom of the funnel, at the bottom of the sales cycle, only following up with warm leads. All right. So again, this is like the opposite of what most agents are taught. This is the opposite of what most agents are doing. You know, it's very possible, by the way, to make $100 grand a year or more potentially doing what most agents do. If you just make a ton of cold calls, you know, to generate leads at the top of the funnel, and then you spend some marketing money, you know, buying some leads here and there from Zillow or Realtor, or, you know, wherever, at the bottom of the funnel, like, yeah, that works. You can totally make 100 grand doing that. But at a certain point, you have to build a marketing system if you want to scale. So again, what high hanging fruit is about is we want to flip the script. I mean, literally do the opposite of what most agents are doing. So we're going to invest our marketing budget, invest our money at the top of the funnel to generate leads. And so if you do this right, most of our clients that work with us, they're probably getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to, you know, sometimes even 300 leads every single month. So on a daily basis, what that, you know, adds up to is they're getting 5 to 10 leads every single day, right? So now that you kind of can picture that, visualize that, you can see, oh yeah, I could see how I could double my business if I had 5 to 10 leads coming in every single day. And so we want to spend our marketing budget to generate those leads so that we always just know, we have the peace of mind of knowing there's going to be 5 or 10 leads coming in every single day. And then that frees up our time so that we only have to invest our time following up with leads that our marketing system warmed up for us. Does that make sense? So we want to bring in, you know, 5, 10 leads a day so that we only have to spend our time following up with warm leads. Like you should still time block some time every day within the context of this high hanging fruit system. Like you should still, you know, of course, time block time to follow up, but how much easier is it going to be to grow your business, and how much more enjoyable is it going to be if you're only following up with warm leads who actually specifically requested information from you? That's what this is all about. So to do this right, you have to know the specific ads to run. That is why I believe that this high hanging fruit idea is such a competitive advantage, especially if you're on a limited budget. Because most people that are used to, you know, spending money on Zillow, Lead Gen, or Realtor.com, you know, I mean, really any of the websites, more or less, they're all the same thing, right? Like YLopo, Boomtown Commissions and Curator, like they're used to paying often $5 a lead, $10 a lead, $25 a lead, $30 a lead to get leads. You know, they might spend $300 a month and get 10 leads come in all month, or maybe they're spending $1,000 a month, and for $1,000, right, all they're getting is 40 or 50 leads. With this high hanging fruit, with the ads that we'll go through here, with these specific lead gen Facebook ads, most people working with us, if I could give it an average, they're probably getting leads for about $3 to $4 a piece. And that's not me cherry picking a best case scenario, okay? That's not me cherry picking. That is actually the average. So the average realtor who does this correctly is gonna get leads for about $3 to $4 a piece. So I want to repeat that because I know it sounds almost too good to be true. That means every $100 you spend on ads, every $100 you spend on lead generation should be creating 25 to 30 leads. That's on average. Again, that's not a best case scenario, that's the average. So you can see how if you do this right, it's going to double your business, potentially triple your business, if every $100 that you allocated into your marketing budget created 25 to 30 fresh leads coming in. Right? So this text I'm showing you here is actually, this is actually a client who worked with us, and they finally started following up with their leads. Leads started coming in, and they said, dude, this really does work. It's easy. The reason I wanted to show you this specific text is that this kid is 19 years old. It's actually a realtor up in Wisconsin who is 19 years old. He had just basically finished high school when he started this platform high hanging fruit strategy. So he basically just finished high school, right? I mean, he like wasn't even into college yet, and he's already converting $400,000 leads from this. So if someone who's 19 years old can do this, you can too, right? What this is all about ultimately is we're trying to bypass what I call the Google industrial complex. The problem with a lot of realtors, and once you get to start spending thousands of dollars a month on your marketing, right, it gets very inefficient because at every step of the way there's a middleman, right? Even if you're buying your leads directly from Zillow, realize that like Zillow's entire business, they're basically a middleman. They're a middleman for Google Ads. Zillow doesn't magically have just millions of people surfing on their website, right? They have to pay to get the clicks there from Google. So they are spending millions of dollars a year to get those clicks from Google because Zillow wants to be the number one, link that pops up if someone searches, homes for sale in Seattle, homes for sale in Wichita, homes for sale in Nashville, homes for sale in Atlanta, right? There's a reason that Zillow is always basically the number one search result that pops up, is because they spend a stupid amount of money to be there, right? So if you're buying those leads from Zillow, realize that Zillow is basically buying low, selling high. They're getting their traffic from Google, and then they're just reselling those leads to you at a markup so that they can make a profit, right? So, I mean, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with making a profit. Obviously, I love capitalism. That's all great. But just realize that to have a viable business, these companies like Realtor.com, Zillow, Boomtown, Commissions Inc., they have to make money on it. So they're marking up the true cost of those clicks and, therefore those leads. What's happened in the last couple years is that it's gotten exponentially more expensive to get leads from Google. This is what I call the Google industrial complex, because all these companies I named, Commissions Inc., Curator, Boomtown, Zillow, Realtor.com, they're basically all getting their leads from the same place. But if you look at actual housing data, like the actual stats of American rates of home ownership, pretty much in the last 5 years, the same percentage of people are buying homes as they were 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. Like the rate of home ownership in the United States really hasn't changed all that much. But the number, the number of realtors that are now buying leads on Google, or the number of realtors that are signing up to buy leads from Zillow, or signing up for an account with, Sync or with Boomtown, the number of realtors essentially bidding on those clicks has gone up substantially. But all those advertising dollars are chasing the same number of people that are buying houses. So the demand has gone up a ton, but the supply of actual leads has stayed the same, because there's really approximately the same amount of people searching online for homes now as there were like 5 years ago. That ratio or that number of people hasn't really changed, but there's way more many realtors spending much larger amounts of money to try to buy those leads as there was not even 5 years ago, but even just 2 years ago. So again, if you've run ads on Zillow, if you've run ads really online anywhere, you know that you're probably getting less leads today than you were a couple years ago for the same amount of money. The clicks have simply just gotten more expensive. And it can be explained by like junior high economics. I mean, just junior high level supply and demand, like we learned about in middle school, right? If the supply stays the same, but the demand goes way up, what happens? The price goes up, right? This is very, very basic supply and demand. And so that's what's happened. It's getting more and more expensive to get your leads from Zillow, to get your leads from Realtor.com, to get your leads really anywhere on the internet, because there's just so many more realtors chasing all that low-hanging fruit. So that's what high-hanging fruit is all about. I'm looking at the real estate industry at a big picture level, and we're creating a strategy that just goes around that problem. We're not going to try to like solve that problem head on, right? We're not going to challenge the problem and try to win. We're just going to play by a different set of rules entirely. We're going to build a high-hanging fruit marketing system that basically intercepts all the leads before they would ever get to the point in their buying journey or in their selling journey if it's a listing lead. We're going to intercept those leads before they ever get to the point where they're going to go on Zillow and sign up, and then all of a sudden, they get 15 phone calls from all the realtors that Zillow sold their information to, right? We're going to intercept those leads before they get to that point. So when they're 4 months away or even 5 months away, sometimes even 6 months away from actually being ready to buy or sell, that we're going to get them to sign up to our list, to our database, so we can start slowly, casually building a relationship with them when they're 5 months away, 4 months away, so that when they finally get to the point where they're ready to buy or sell a house, they're not even going to go on Zillow, right? They're not going to interview other agents. They're not going to go to any of those websites. They're just going to call you and be like, hey, please send me some listings. Because more than likely, if you do this right and you set up the marketing system the way I'll show you today, you can automate a lot of this stuff. And when the lead opts in, when they're 4 or 5 months away, as long as you're super casual, you're super relaxed, you're super, just chill about how you follow up, you will build rapport and you'll build a relationship with them, and it would never even occur to them to start talking to other realtors or to go to a website like Zillow, because they already view you as their realtor. So building this high-hanging fruit system is going to give you a steady pipeline of leads, and you'll never have to worry about where your business is coming from again, because you're fishing from an entirely different pot. So if you're at the point where, maybe you're already doing 30 transactions a year or 35 transactions a year, maybe, 27 transactions a year, sometimes around there. What I've seen is a lot of agents, when they get to that point, they hit a plateau. It's not 30 on the dot, obviously, like maybe it's 24, maybe it's 27, maybe it's 32, but approximately around 30 transactions a year. What I've observed happen time and time again is that agents get to that point in their business and they hit a plateau. They just can't get beyond there. The problem is they run out of time, because up until about 30 transactions a year, your business is really mostly about hustle. It's about hard work, right? It's just about simply putting in the time. You can get to about 30 deals a year just with hard work. I mean, just with making a bunch of cold calls, with following up with your leads, with sitting open houses on the weekend, with getting some referrals from friends and family, working your sphere. Most agents, just with sheer hard work, with hustle, can do about 30 deals a year. The problem is, what got you here won't get you there, right? If you want to double your business from 30 to 60, but you're already working 60 hours a week, you can't just double the inputs and expect the outputs to double, right? It's a very disproportionate relationship. Growing your business past that point is not linear. There's not a linear relationship between the number of hours you work and how much money you make. Agents that are doing 60 transactions a year, it's not because they're working 100 hours a week, right? It's because they build a marketing system. So it's not just quantitative, things qualitatively have to change. That's what high-hanging fruit is about. So I just have noticed that so many agents hit about 30 transactions a year. What is happening is that probably to get to that point, again, maybe they took the bold class with KW, right? And they started time blocking 2.5 hours every morning where they're just making cold calls, right? They got a subscription to RedX and they are cold calling all the latest fresh expired listings, and they're cold calling all the FSBOs in their area, right? Because they're trying to get listing appointments. And it works, right? That's why it's addictive, is that it works. If you make enough cold calls, you eventually will get some appointments and you will get listings, you will get business out of it. The problem is that's not scalable. It's not scalable. You can't scale your business if the main fuel is your time spent generating leads, right? Because what's going to happen if you're already cold calling 2.5 hours a day and you're making, let's say, $180,000 a year? If you want to double your business and you want to get to the point where you're doing $360,000 in GCI, you can't just start cold calling 5 hours a day, right? Because you actually have to have some hours in the day, to be a realtor, to go on showings, to go on listing appointments, to negotiate offers, to go to closings and home inspections and photography and filming videos and meeting with clients and all the things you do, to actually work the deals and be a realtor, right? So the problem with most agents, why they plateau, is if you're making, 3 hours or 2 hours a day of cold calls and all your time is spent lead generating, you can't just double the hours you're working and reasonably expect your income to double. It just doesn't work like that. At a certain point, you have to actually build a marketing system. Your marketing system is what's going to bridge the gap and allow you to go from 25 deals a year to 50 deals a year. Or if you're already doing 40, go from 40 deals a year to 80 deals a year, right? Here's an example of another realtor we worked with who did exactly that. He actually quadrupled his business once he set up this high-hanging fruit marketing system and it started delivering leads, so he could spend his time only following up with warm leads. Again, what I'm saying here is it's not that you're going to stop following up with leads, right? It's that you want to build a marketing system that brings in leads for you so that you don't spend 2 hours a day just cold calling strangers. You want to build this marketing system so that when you're going to invest your time, you're only calling and following up with warm leads who actually want to hear from you. Because that way you can probably spend realistically not 2 hours a day, but you can spend maybe half hour a day or 45 minutes a day only following up with warm leads. You'll actually convert more business in the end than if you had spent 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day cold calling people, right? It's quality over quantity.
Hey guys, Paul Gillespie team at Keller Williams Gateway. Before I met Tim and implemented the platform marketing system, I was selling about 15 houses a year. I'm 3 years into it. The second year, I sold 25. This year, I'm going to sell 60, and then next year, our goal is to sell 100. So the platform system is a real deal. I could not have scaled my business so quickly without it. Thank you.
Awesome. So again, that's Paul Gillespie. He's actually a realtor up in the Baltimore area with Keller Williams, and we've allowed him to basically quadruple his business, and now he spends less time doing follow-up. So he spends less time doing follow-up, and he's actually quadrupled his business because he's no longer just making huge volume of cold calls every day. So again, just with straight up hustle, hard work, you can probably get your business to 30 deals a year. But if you want to grow beyond that and really build a true business, right, where it's not just a job that you have, but I mean, really truly build a scalable business, you know, do 50 transactions a year, 75 transactions a year, beyond. It's not about hustle. It's not about sales. It's about marketing, specifically lead generation, right? So to do this, let's dive in and let's talk about the actual specific Facebook ads right now that will allow you to start generating more leads. Rule number one is you need to stop thinking about Google as your source of leads. Google is way too expensive now. And frankly, you probably just don't have the money as a realtor to realistically compete with the big players in the industry like Zillow, Realtor.com, right? You are never going to outspend Zillow on Google traffic, so don't even try, right? The reason Google is so expensive is because so many people are bidding on those keywords now. You know, best realtor in Milwaukee or homes for sale in Tallahassee, right? All the keywords that people are searching for in your market. You will never have the money to outbid Zillow, so just don't try, right? We're gonna play a different game entirely. We're gonna build Facebook lead generation ads that very casually appeal to people when they're maybe 4 or 5 months away before they're actually ready to buy or sell, right? And then they opt in, and then we casually start building a relationship with those people, and we create some video retargeting ads. We stay top of mind with retargeting ads on Facebook with a couple emails, not a huge sequence of drip emails, but emails where they actually engage with us and we actually get into a real back and forth conversation over email and over text. That's how you convert leads. So you only spend your time, again, following up with warm leads that that your system created for you. And if you do that, you can actually spend less time but convert more leads overall. So some of the specific Facebook ads I want to talk about, the one thing they all have in common is that we're actually offering real value to the people opting in. So if someone sees your ad on Facebook, if someone sees your ad on Facebook, right? Most agents when they're creating their Facebook ads, or if they're creating any ads at all, not just on Facebook, but pretty much anywhere, they don't really put themselves in the shoe of the average home buyer or the average seller, right? Most ads basically look like a business card. It's like, you know, the agent's face, their brokerage, their phone number. It doesn't really have any compelling information or useful information or helpful, valuable information. You know, it just says, hey, if you're ready to sell your home, I'm the top agent, such and such. Here's how many homes I sold last year, blah, 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 call me, right? It's basically just a giant call to action. There's not any reason to respond. It's not like they're downloading a free report or like on this webinar, right? I'm not stupid. I know like the real reason you're on this webinar isn't because you love hearing my voice, right? It's because you actually wanted the free book, High Hanging Fruit, right? So that was our way of offering value, right? If you want to get people to sign up, you want to get people to give their contact information, you need to offer them real substantive value, right? Like real value. So you can't just say, hey, if you want to buy a house, call me. If you want to sell your house, call me. I'm a top agent, right? That's just not enough. That doesn't work anymore, right? You need to actually offer something of value that they think is so valuable and so helpful that they would be willing to trade their contact information. Like, I see, Tim is asking for my name and email. Well, I really, really want that book, High Hanging Fruit. So yeah, sure. If Tim agrees to send me a copy of that book, then yeah, sure. I'll give you, you know, my name, email, and phone number, right? That's a fair trade. Most agents aren't thinking about that because honestly, guys, marketing is as simple as just offering something in exchange for someone's contact information. So offering something valuable in exchange for someone's contact information. If you're taking notes, write that down because I know it sounds almost like too good to be true or too simple, but like if you really think about that, it'll totally change how you think about marketing. So marketing is as simple as offering something valuable in exchange for someone's contact information. So for lead generation to work or for marketing to work, it needs to be a fair trade. It needs to be a fair trade. Like think back to when you were trading baseball cards if you were a kid, maybe, right? For those of you who did that. Like if you had a star player's like rookie card and it was worth a lot of money, you would never trade it to one of your friends for some random no-name player that no one's ever heard of, right? That wouldn't be a fair trade. But that's what I see realtors trying to do all the time with their marketing is they're like, hey, if you want to look at homes, just fill out this form. Give me your, you know, first name, last name, phone number, address, what's your budget, what's your timeline, and then you click submit, and then I'll let you search for homes on my website once you've filled out this super detailed application, right? Like that's bullshit. Like, of course no one signs up for that. Of course most agents complain that their websites aren't generating them any leads. Of course, agents complain that when they do get leads, half the time it's fake contact information, right? Where someone put like fu@hotmail.com or none of your business at gmail.com, right? Where you're getting leads, but they're obviously fake email addresses, or you get phone numbers, right? And someone just puts 111, 111, 1111, right? It's fake phone numbers, fake leads. The reason they're doing that, to be clear, is that you aren't offering them anything of value that they actually want to give you their contact information, right? Just some inside baseball on this webinar, right? We generated, I think we generated about 250 leads for this. We spent about $1,000, right? So like the actual marketing math for this webinar is we offered you a free book and said, hey, if you join us for the webinar, we'll give you a totally free copy of our book, right? So that was the offer of value. You saw this ad pop up on Facebook, and you thought to yourself, well, you know, I might not necessarily know who these guys are, but that book looks interesting. I maybe saw some testimonials from people who said it was legit. So yeah, sure. If I get a free copy of that book, you know, I will willingly give you, you know, my name and email and phone number. That seems like a fair trade because I really, really want that book, right? That's a fair trade. We didn't just say, hey, if you're interested in marketing, give us all your contact information so that we can follow up with you, right? That's not a fair trade. That's just you know, asking for all their contact information in exchange for nothing in return, right? But that's what most agents do, right? And that's why there's basically an epidemic in the real estate industry of fake contact info. You know, I talk with so many realtors who are getting their leads from, you know, like an IDX website, like you get, you know, from like a Real Geeks or Commissions Inc. or Boomtown or something like that, right? And they say, yeah, like the website looks really nice and the CRM is really powerful and all that stuff, but half the leads I get are fake, right? Like half the emails are obviously fake emails, or half the phone numbers are disconnected, or they're just obviously fake phone numbers, you know, where it's like 0000000, right? Or screw you at gmail.com. Like obviously fake leads. And they act surprised, but I'm not surprised when they tell me that, because then I go look at their website and I can tell by the way that they're generating leads. It's like, of course people aren't giving you their real contact information. You're not offering them anything valuable in return. So the way that pretty much 99% of the real estate industry operates, the way that it functions, is that you drive someone to your website, right? And your website has IDX, you know, so you can display all the, you know, all the listings on your MLS. And someone starts searching on your website, right? And they maybe look at a few pictures of homes, they browse through a couple homes, and boom, right? There's a pop-up that pops up and it says, to continue searching for homes, please register, right? And it like doesn't let them keep looking at homes unless they register. And usually it's like name, email, phone number, right? Those pop-ups, guys, just so you know, typically convert at less than 5%. So for every like 100 unique visitors you get to your website, you will seriously get like 5 leads out of 100 visitors to your website. That's terrible. That is a terrible conversion rate. With the typical ads that we set up for our clients at Platform, we're averaging 25% to sometimes 30%. So even if it's not 30%, even if it's 25%, we're literally getting 5 times the number of leads for the same amount of money as what most agents are getting with their IDX websites. 5 times the number of leads for the same amount of money, just because we're converting an average of 25% versus 5%. And that really shouldn't surprise you. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. That really shouldn't surprise you, because if someone goes to your website, again, like put yourself in the mindset like of the average home buyer out there. They go to your website, they're just casually searching. All they want to do is look at homes, and then boom, there's a pop-up and you're demanding all their contact information. That's not really a fair trade. That's more like a hostage situation, right? It's like, hey, give me all your contact information or else, right? Like, you can't keep looking at homes unless you first give me your phone number and your email and your name. Like, well, most people don't want to do that. So they just get intimidated and they're like, whoa, geez, dude, you know, like I just was casually searching for homes. I'm not ready yet. I don't want you to have all my contact information. And so what do? They just leave, right? Like, they don't refuse to fill it out and then stay on your website and then spend another 5 minutes researching it. They just leave. They X out and they go to Zillow, or they go to Realtor.com, or they go to some other agent's website who doesn't require them to sign up before searching for homes, right? So you basically just lost that lead, right? And this math is pretty depressing. Again, when those websites convert an average of about 5%, that means that you're missing out on 95% of the leads, because that's just a terrible way of generating leads. It's not offering anything of value. And so the leads who do sign up, now that you kind of understand this, like, you really shouldn't be surprised that so many of them give fake contact information, like fake phone numbers, fake emails, because they never wanted to give you their information in the first place. You kind of just forced them to. Like, they don't want you to call them. They don't want you to email them. So they're like, well, whatever, I want to keep searching for homes. I'll just put a fake email address. I'll just put a fake phone number, right? It's really not surprising that they do that. You weren't offering them anything of value. So rule number 1 is any ad, if you want it to actually work, if you want your Facebook ads and your lead generation campaigns to actually start generating leads, you have to offer something of real value. And so what I would define as real value, something that's actually helpful, something that lets them do research, right? So I've had a lot of agents put together something as simple as a free report, right? What if you created a free report of all the home buyer programs, or all like the mortgage programs, or home buyer grants or discounts available in your state, right? It could be a 1-page PDF. I mean, you could probably type this off the top of your head without even needing to do any research. You could probably type this off the top of your head and create this report in like 20 minutes, right? Just list off all the home buyer programs available in your area, you know, whether it's federal programs down to state, you know, grants, or, you know, down payment assistance, or maybe there's local discounts, right? And list all the federal stuff too, like the VA loan, if it's, you know, like for veterans, right? Or like FHA, or like if it's in a rural area, like a rural development loan, USDA, right? List off all the mortgage programs. Lots of states obviously have down payment assistance grants. List off all those mortgage programs that are available, and just create a 1-page PDF. It doesn't need to be like a 15-page report or a 10-page report or anything like that. Just type up a couple, you know, like a couple paragraphs with the bullet points of just, hey, here's all the home buyer programs that are currently available. Here's what you can save. And then just throw your logo on it. I mean, literally a 1-page PDF. And then that's the offer of value. Because this is an ad, by the way, that we currently run with platform clients. We'll say, hey, if you're thinking about buying a home in 2018, and so notice it's November right now. So if we say in 2018, even though it's technically only a couple months away, it seems so far away because it's technically next year, right? Where that ad, if you use that wording, it seems really casual. It's like, oh, you know, at any time next year. So if you're thinking about buying a home in 2018, read my free report to find out about all the current home buyer discounts available. So let's say that you're in like Daytona Beach, Florida, right? Like, you could create a free report like DaytonaBeachHomeBuyerGuide.com. So you would buy the domain, you know, www.DaytonaBeachHomeBuyerGuide.com. And you would run a Facebook ad that says, you know, I mean, this is literally the wording, by the way, we use on the Facebook ad. If you're thinking about buying a home in 2018, read this free report. And then we usually have the word free in all caps because we want that to jump out. So if you're thinking about buying a home in 2018, read this free report, www.DaytonaBeachHomeBuyerGuide.com. I've created a free list of all the home buyer discounts and programs available here in the state of Florida. You can download the free report here. And then obviously what happens is when they click that link, it brings them to a landing page. And on that landing page, we ask them for their contact information to sign up. And that ad consistently gets leads for about $3 a piece. So every $100 you spend on that ad, you're probably getting 30 plus leads. So if you spend, $200 on it, you got 50, 60 leads for $200. I mean, imagine how much you could grow your business if every $200 you spent, brought in 60 leads, right? And all we're doing is they opt in and then we send them this home buyer guide, right? It's a one-page report. It's not like it's going to take you weeks to write that up, right? But that's actually something of value. So that's what I'm talking about here is like, if a home buyer saw that, they're like, oh, cool, maybe I could do all that research by myself manually. Like I could go on Google and try to manually look up all the various home buyer programs and mortgages, and loan products available. But if this is all in one easy to find place and it's all curated for me, right? And just this one-page PDF, yeah, sure. Here's my name and email. I'll give you my real name and email so I can download it. And then what we say on the button on the actual landing page is the button will say, tell us where to send the free report. And so by using that phrase, this is really important, tell us where to send the free report. What we're doing now is basically guaranteeing that they're going to give us their real email address, like their real contact information. Because if it says, tell us where to send your free report, if they put like a bullshit email address, like a fake email address, then we can't send them the report. Then they're not going to get it, right? So just by doing that one little thing, it pretty much just guarantees that every lead you get is going to be legit. It's going to be their real email address if it says, tell us where to send the free report. Because it's just implied that, hey, you can't put a fake email here or else we won't know where to send your free report. So pretty much all the leads coming in are real. They're legit. It's the person's actual personal email address, like the email address they actually check, right? So that's one ad that works really, really well, just a free home buyer guide, like www.DaytonaBeachHomeBuyerGuide.com. And then it's just a one-page report you send people of all the home buyer programs available, or the down payment assistance programs, or the different mortgage things available in the state of Florida, right? Or if you're in Indiana, in the state of Indiana, or wherever you are, right? Another ad that works really well that offers value is a free report of homes that have a certain characteristic. So a lot of agents I've seen have been running these home reports or home list ads. And it worked well a couple years ago, but it kind of stopped working because so many agents do it now. But what I've found is that if you niche down, you can still get leads for a couple dollars a piece. And so what we've had great success with our platform clients is running what I call like the pool homes list. So it's a free report of homes with pools in your area, right? And so let's say you live in Florida, or you live in like the Gulf Coast, Alabama, or you live in Arizona or California or Texas, areas of the country where like people might want a pool home, right? We would create an ad on Facebook that's let's say you're in Waco, Texas, right? The ad would say, attention Waco. Like I love using that headline, attention Waco. Or if you're in Oklahoma City, attention Oklahoma City. If you're in Jackson, Mississippi, attention Jackson, right? Because that immediately grabs someone's attention if they live there, because it almost looks like a public service announcement. It doesn't necessarily look like a Facebook ad. So let's just say you're in Waco, Texas. We would run an ad that says like, attention Waco. If you're looking for a home with a pool, I've created a free report of all the homes for sale here that have a pool for less than $300,000, or all the homes for sale here with a pool that are less than $400,000, or whatever like the going rate for a home with a pool is, right? And to be clear, the real reason that we're running this ad is to actually get listing leads. We don't care about picking up buyers who want to buy with a home with a pool. That's not the point. Like the real reason we're running a pool homes list, or like a pool homes report, like a free report of active listings that have a pool. That's all that it is. All you're going to do is send these people like an MLS link of all the current active listings that have a pool, right? It's really simple. That's all it is. But the real reason that we're doing it is not because we want a bunch of buyers that want a house with a pool. The real reason we're doing it is because it's kind of a sneaky, stealthy way to indirectly generate listing leads, like sellers. Because what we know is that just, common sense tells us it's very rare for someone to go out and buy a house with a pool, that's $300,000 or $380,000 or something. That's very rare to buy as a first-time home buyer. No one, goes out and buys a home that's, $400,000 and has a pool as like a first-time home buyer. It's very, very rare, right? Probably some people do, but it's probably 95% of people, if they're buying a house with a pool, they already own a home that they'll need to sell so that, they're a move-up buyer, right? And so when these leads come in for our clients, they just love it because pretty much every one of them is a move-up buyer. And they already own a house in the area and they would need to sell that house because they're upgrading. Maybe they just had a family, they just got married, whatever. They're upgrading to a home with a pool. And so when you get that lead, it's a twofer. Like you're getting the listing side of their current house and the buy side because they're a move-up buyer. So that's an awesome ad. It's one of our favorite ads. It consistently gets leads for about $3 a piece. And these are buy-sell leads. Like you're going to get a buy side and a listing side out of it. And the leads are $3 a piece. So we basically just call this the Pool Homes Report. So if you're in Waco, it might be www.wacopoolhomesreport.com, something like that. That's the domain you drive people to. They sign up. They give you all their contact information. And then in exchange for that, you send them an MLS link of all the current homes for sale, let's say in Waco, that have a pool, right? And then once you follow up, you kind of discover like wink, wink, nod, nod, that, oh, I have a house to sell. And you knew that because the way that, you targeted the ad on Facebook was you were targeting people over the age of 30 that are homeowners. And so you already knew basically that the leads that would be opting in are not only buyer leads, they're also listing leads because to move up to that pool home, they would have to sell their existing house. So I love that ad, but that's just another way of offering value, right? A free report of homes of the pool is value because for someone there, if they wanted to, upgrade to a house that has a nice backyard, has a nice pool, giving their name and email and their phone number in exchange for that, that seems like a fair trade, right? That's a fair trade. It's like, oh, cool. Well, if you've already spent the time to curate this list for me, that'll save me a bunch of time researching. I will happily give you my accurate contact information, if you send me that list, right? So any sort of list, if you're in a rural area, an acreage homes list works well. We've seen this one generate leads as cheap as $1 a piece, the acreage homes list. So it's just a free report of homes in your area that have acreage. And it works for the same reason as the pool homes list, is that anyone who's typically buying, a home with acreage, like they're not a first-time home buyer. So you're not only going to get the buy side of that lead if they buy a house with half an acre or buy a house with 3 acres, they probably own a current house that you'll get to list their house to. And so our clients love that. That ad works well too because it's offering something of value. Again, you're on this webinar. Just think about that for a second. You're on this webinar. The very fact that you're on this webinar is proof that this strategy works. Because we offered something of real value. We're going to give you a free copy of our book, and I'm going to show you how to get that in a minute. We're going to give you a free copy of our book, and that's why you're on the webinar. We offered something of real value. We didn't just say, hey, join us and sign up here and give us your contact information so that we can follow up with you, right? We offered something of real value. We're giving you a free copy of our book, and that was a fair trade. You probably saw that ad on Facebook pop up, and subconsciously you're like, huh, that's actually a pretty good deal. Yeah, sure, I'll give my contact information for a free book. That's a fair trade. It actually offered you something of real value, right? I've even had agents write books about their market. So, let's say you're in Wichita, you write a book, The Ultimate Guide to Wichita Real Estate, right? And you give that book out for free as a lead generation tool, just like I did today to get people on a webinar, right? We spent about $1,000 on this Facebook ad for this webinar. We got about 250 people who signed up to attend the webinar. So our cost per lead for this webinar is about $4, right? We had 250 people register. We spent $1,000. Our cost per lead is $4. We did that by giving away a free book. The same thing works for you in your local market. You could give away a free book in exchange for someone's contact information. The cool thing there is that everyone gives you accurate contact information because you can ask them, hey, where do I send my book, right? Like, tell me where to send your free book. And then they have to give you their real home address and all that, because or else you won't know where to send their book. So that works really well. I actually worked with an agent in Minnesota once who doubled her business just by writing a free book and running free book ads. She said, hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a house this year, get my free book. That's basically all the Facebook ad said. And it literally doubled their GCI. If you're thinking about buying or selling a house this year, get my free book. And then the book was titled like, the ultimate guide to Twin Cities real estate, what you need to know before buying a house. And so obviously anyone who was signing up for that book was actually, actually thinking about buying a house, or else they never would have clicked on the ad in the first place, right? And so just all the leads that came in from that free book ad actually doubled the GCI of this realtor. So by the way, if you want more examples of Facebook ads that work, hopefully I've given you a couple ideas here to work with. But if you want more examples, just go to platformmarketingpdf.com. You can download actually a PDF of 5 more specific Facebook ads that we use with our clients to generate leads. Like one more I can tell you about like real quickly here, I know we have to wrap up, is I call it the homeowner quiz. If you want to generate listing leads of sellers in your area, we create a multiple choice quiz, because if I use the word application sounds kind of scary, right? Or form, but we create a quiz. It's literally a multiple choice quiz where there's like, question 1, question 2, and all the questions have like A, B, C, D answers, or they're true, false questions, right? And the first question might be, what is the age of your roof, right? And the reason people are taking this multiple choice quiz is to find out if their home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. So what the Facebook ad says is, attention, let's say you're in Madison, Wisconsin. Attention, Madison homeowners. If you're thinking about selling your home this year, take our quiz to find out if your home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. So again, the Facebook ad says, take our quiz to find out if your home could realistically sell in 30 days or less. And then we'd buy a domain like, MadisonHomeownerQuiz.com. And they go there, it's literally a multiple choice quiz. And people are way more willing to take a quiz than they are to fill out a detailed application, because applications are scary and intimidating. And I mean, honestly, no one likes filling out applications, right? But if we ask those same questions in the context of it being a multiple choice quiz, then all of a sudden people are willing to fill it out, because filling out a quiz is kind of fun. Like you want to see how you scored on the quiz, right? So we basically borrowed this idea that was super popular with BuzzFeed, on social media, where people are taking all sorts of quizzes now, like take the personality quiz, to find out which Game of Thrones character that you're most similar to, or for girls it might be like, take the Disney princess quiz to find out which Disney princess your personality shares, right? And so people will take these quizzes because they want to see their results, right? So someone will take like a 12-question multiple choice, a homeowner quiz, to find out if your home could sell in 30 days or less, right? And we're asking them questions like, when was the last time you updated your kitchen? When was the last time you updated your bathroom? Does your home have carpets, or does it have tile floors, hardwood floors? We'll ask a question like, does your home have a fenced-in backyard? Is your home less than 2,000 square feet or more than 2,000 square feet? And so we ask all these questions, right? And so at the end of this quiz, they want to find out what their results are, right? So after they've invested 5 minutes taking this quiz, then we ask the person, great, we've calculated your quiz results. Tell us where to send your quiz results. And then all we're asking for is first name and email, right? So if they just took 5 minutes, they invested 5 minutes of their time taking the quiz, there's kind of a sunk cost feeling where, oh, damn it, like I don't want to give them my contact info, but I did just take all the time filling out this quiz, and I want to find out what my results are. I want to find out if my home could sell in 30 days or less. Okay, fine, right? Here's my name, here's my email. And they're going to put their real name and their real email address because they want to actually see their results. And so you get these leads, and the leads are coming, and you're getting their real name, their real email, and you're also seeing how they answered all the 12 questions. So you're seeing when was the last time they updated their kitchen, or when was the last time they updated their bathrooms, what's the approximate age of their home? Do they have a fenced-in backyard? Do they have a pool? Yes or no? You're seeing all their results. And so it's basically like when the leads come in from this quiz strategy, it's basically like you're getting a warm seller application. We just don't call it that. It's disguised it's disguised in the wrapper or the packaging of being a multiple choice quiz, right? So when the person's when the person's taking it, they don't realize they're basically just filling out a form, right? But it's just disguised in the context of being a multiple choice quiz. So that's also one of my favorite ads that we run at Platform. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I apologize. Platform is the company that I founded where we manage all of your marketing for you. So if you're interested, like Platform, we just build all the Facebook ad campaigns, we build your landing pages, we send out the email follow-ups, we build the multiple choice quiz for the homeowner quiz, we create the retargeting ads, we do all that stuff for you. High hanging fruit is just the name of the book. It's the name of the strategy that I designed. So sometimes I use the phrase the platform strategy. Sometimes I use the phrase high hanging fruit strategy. If I say platform or I say high hanging fruit, I mean the same thing. Those terms are interchangeable. So you might hear me say the high hanging fruit strategy or the platform strategy. Really, I mean the same thing. Platform is just the company that I founded where, you know, there's some agents that just hire us to do all this for them so they don't have to learn advanced Facebook ads, so they don't have to learn how to set up retargeting and all that stuff. So cool. So the second reason, as we wrap up here, that this is so important is that you can actually focus on relationship building instead of hard selling. If you can generate a bunch of leads and your marketing system, you know, in this case, Platform, is generating 5 to 10 leads every single day for you. So in other words, you know, 200 to maybe even 300 leads a month are coming in. You don't have to cold call for 2 hours every day. You can more strategically spend your time only following up with warm leads who actually like requested to hear from you, right? So it allows you to actually build a relationship over the sales cycle because maybe they're only 4 or 5 months away, right? If someone's 4 or 5 months away from either listing their house or they're 4 or 5 months away from buying a house, you don't need to use these awkward, you know, Tom Ferry cold call sales scripts, right? You don't need to like answer any objections, right? Or overcome objections, right? You just have a casual conversation. Because if they're 4 or 5 months away, nothing you say is going to change that, right? You just have a conversation. You just casually build rapport. You build their trust. You kind of just get to know them, right? Just be cool. And so if you build a true relationship with them 4 or 5 months away, when the time is actually, you know, right, when they're actually ready to buy or sell a house and they're ready to get going in the next week or two, they're not going to call other agents. They're going to call you. You've already earned their trust. Like you've already essentially implicitly become their realtor. So they're never going to go on Zillow and search for homes. You've intercepted the lead way before that point, and you're already working with them. And so as you generate this leads, realize that like it's not only going to like high-hanging fruit isn't only going to really increase the number of leads you get. It's actually going to make growing your business a lot more enjoyable too, because you'll only be following up with warm leads who actually want to hear from you. So here's a video of someone we work with Platform in Colorado, in Denver, actually. He's in a way outer suburb of Denver. And he's going to share how one of the strategies we use at Platform is called the market update strategy, allowed him to get a $400,000 listing. And it didn't require any cold calls or any awkward sales scripts. It's just casually building a relationship, and you know, boom, he gets a $400,000 listing out of it.
2016, my team's going to do over 40 lead gen deals. It's not just all about the leads. We're walking up to a listing I have where the owner saw me in a retargeting campaign through a market update video, and now I've got a $450,000 listing. This whole high-hanging fruit marketing campaign strategy, it really works.
I always play that video to the point where the dog barks because I think that's funny. But yeah, so this is like an actual home that Brandon, that's the realtor, that, you know, it's an actual home that Brandon listed and sold because of this platform strategy, right? And what the market update strategy is you just film a quick video at a local restaurant once per month, just once per month. So it's not like every week or anything crazy like that, just once per month or, you know, 12 times a year. You go to a local restaurant, you know, so not Applebee's, not McDonald's. Find some like a local cafe, a local pizzeria, a local coffee shop, and you just highlight the restaurant. You film a super quick video on your phone, and you just give a quick update on what's going on in the real estate market, right? Just a 60-second video. It's not a fancy 5-minute video where you need to hire a camera crew or anything like that. Just a quick 60-second video. Right, and because you film it out and about at a local restaurant, it proves that you're a local expert in the community. Like you know where all the local hotspots are, right? So don't film these videos in your office at your cubicle, you know, with your broker's logo in the background. Like film it out and about at a local restaurant. Like, hey, I was just grabbing a quick cup of coffee at such and such coffee shop, right? hey, I was just grabbing a cup of coffee and I want to give you guys a super quick update on what's going on right now in the Denver real estate market, right? And there's just a really informal, casual 60-second video that you film while you're holding a cup of coffee at this local coffee shop. And then you just make sure to mention, like, this is my favorite coffee shop here. I love the cinnamon rolls here. Or if you're at like a pizzeria, like, this is my favorite, place to grab pizza here in Wichita, and you highlight this local small business. We call this the market update strategy. What we do with Platform is we run these ads as retargeting videos so that you can cultivate your leads over the length of the sales cycle. Because keep in mind, if these leads are maybe 4 months away from actually being ready to buy or sell, you can't just generate the lead and then wait 4 months to follow up with them and then cross your fingers and hope that they work with you. Because by that time, they've probably contacted and they've probably been reached out to by many realtors. So just because you generate the lead with this high-hanging fruit strategy doesn't mean you just ignore them, for the next 3 or 4 months. But by filming these videos and setting up retargeting ads, which Platform can actually just do all this for you, it allows you to cultivate hundreds of leads at the same time, right? So normally you can't be working with hundreds of people at the same time, because if you're cold calling, right, even if you have a dialer, you can only be literally talking to one person at the same time, right? So you can maybe reach out to dozens of people every hour by cold calling, but your business is still constrained by your time. Like, your time is the biggest constraint on the growth of your business, right? And like, you'll never outrun that. That'll never change, right? But if you build a marketing system and you use this platform strategy, it creates the ultimate leverage in that your time is no longer the limiting factor on the growth of your business. So you can actually work less. Like, you can work 50 hours a week instead of 60, or you can work 40 hours a week if you're currently working 50. You can work less and actually cultivate more leads, make more money with less time put in, right? Because your marketing system is what's generating and cultivating the leads, and you're only spending your time following up with the warmest leads, right? So that's what I'm talking about here in my final point. In about a minute here, I'll share with you how to get a free copy of the book. I know we've had some people commenting, asking about that. So my final point here before we give away the book to everyone is we want quality, not quantity. We don't just want a bunch of leads every month if they're crap leads, right? If they're fake phone numbers, fake email addresses. We want quality over quantity. That also means in your time, right? I would rather you spend, and this is what most of our platform clients do, I would rather you spend 30 minutes a day following up with warm leads who actually clicked on your ads and specifically requested information from these Facebook lead gen ads. I'd rather have you spend 30 minutes a day following up with those leads than spend 2.5 hours cold calling random strangers. Because if you're just cold calling FSBOs and cold calling expired listings, you're basically just trying to make up for lack of quality with more quantity, right? We don't want to do that, right? We want quality, not quantity. That's how you move your business forward. So the final analogy that I'll share with you here before I give away the book here, the final analogy is, I call this fishing upstream. Imagine that you and a bunch of buddies are out fishing, right? You're at some river and you're all standing a couple feet away from each other. You have your lines cast in. And you're fishing. At that point, if all your lines are cast in the same general area, it's basically a zero-sum game, right? Like, any fish that you catch is now a fish that your friends can't catch, because you're all fishing in such a close area together that you're competing over the fish, right? Any fish that they catch, you can't catch. It's a zero-sum game, right? So to solve that problem, or not even to solve that problem, but just to ignore the problem entirely and play by a different set of rules. What if you're like, hey, this is kind of dumb because we're all over here competing over the same number of fish. What if you just walked upstream 100 feet and then you walked away 100 feet upstream and cast your line in 100 feet? You would intercept all the fish. You would catch all the fish before they ever got downstream to where all your friends are, right? So you would catch all the fish before your friends even had a chance to get them, because you're literally fishing upstream. You would intercept the fish before it got down to where they are. That's what we're doing with high-hanging fruit. We're intercepting all the leads, 4 or 5 months before they would normally contact a realtor. We're intercepting all the leads 4 or 5 months before they would actually buy a house, so that when they get to the point where normally they might go on Zillow, or normally they might call a realtor, or normally they might go on Facebook and they might ask their friends, hey, which realtor would you recommend, right? And they start asking for recommendations, or they start asking for referrals. 4 or 5 months before that point, if we can get them to sign up for an ad like the homeowner quiz, or like the home buyer guide, or the pool homes report, or Platform has dozens of other ads that we've actually spent hundreds of thousands of dollars testing. So we have dozens of ads that we know work to generate these high-hanging fruit style leads. If you can generate those leads 4 or 5 months before that point, you never have to worry about competing with other agents, because your leads aren't going to call other agents. They're just going to work with you, right? So if you fish upstream and you always have a steady pipeline with this high-hanging fruit system, that's how you double your business. You might actually work less time and double your business, because you'll only be investing your time with warm leads that your system warmed up for you, right? So at a big picture level, this is about shifting your marketing strategy from promoting you, just bragging about yourself, having an ad that's just your glamour photo, right? And it says, call me if you want to list your house, right? There's basically no call to action there. There's no value being added there. It just says, call me, right? What we want to do is shift your marketing strategy from just bragging about you or promoting you to promoting content people actually want. A free list of pool homes, or a free report of homes for sale that have acreage, or this home buyer guide that lists off all the mortgage programs and all the home buyer down payment assistance available, right? There's this multiple choice quiz, right? There's all sorts of ads that are they're just content. It's content marketing. That's what it is. But the point is, if it's valuable enough, people will actually give you their contact information for it. Remember, marketing is as simple as offering something valuable in exchange for someone's contact information. If you do that and you do it right, what our platform clients see every month is most of them are averaging 200 plus leads a month. We actually just had someone sign up for Platform, I think two months ago, and they did like a monthly review at the end of their first month. They're in Tennessee, and they already have 5 pre-approved buyers and 2 listings in their very first month using this high-hanging fruit strategy, because they were the only realtor in their market who was doing any marketing like this. So they basically have a monopoly. They have a monopoly on the mind of all the home buyers and all the homeowners in their area, because they're the only realtor in the entire county, right, who is running ads like this that actually offer something of value. They have a monopoly, right? And so in their very first month using Platform, they, like I said, they have over half a dozen leads that are already converted. I think it was 5 pre-approved buyers and 2 listings in their very first month, right? So in your very first month, that's what's possible if you embrace this system. All those results in month one, right? All those leads coming in. So if you want to get a free copy of the book, go to highhangingfruitbook.com. That's where you can get the book. To be clear, it's not highhangingfruit.com. It's highhangingfruitbook.com. Okay, that's where you can get a free copy of the book. You don't have to pay for shipping or anything like that. It's totally free, no strings attached. highhangingfruitbook.com. What I want to show you here is this is a video actually of a recent client who signed up for Platform. And what Platform is, I kind of mentioned this before. Platform is the marketing company that I founded, where realtors just hire us to manage all this for them. Because maybe you're watching this webinar and you're thinking, hey, this all sounds great, but I don't really know anything about Facebook ads. I don't know how to target them. I don't know how to set up all those landing pages you're talking about. I don't know how to do a retargeting ad, right? A lot of realtors just hire Platform to do all this for them. And that's all these case studies that I've been sharing, where we've doubled and even tripled. In some cases, we've even quadrupled the GCI of realtors that work with us, because they just hired us to do it for them. So we are actually running and we're managing all their Facebook ads for them. All they have to do is follow up with the warm leads that the Platform system brings in. So I want to show you this quick video. This is Becky, and that's not a typo. It says 17 million to her pipeline. That's actually not a typo. That's legit. She's added $17 million worth of future business to her pipeline since she started with Platform. So here's a quick video of Becky talking about her experience using this platform strategy. And once I show this video, I'm actually going to share with you more information on how you can try platforms. We're going to offer actually a trial to anyone on this webinar. If you're on this webinar today, by the way, this is live. It's not recorded. I want to repeat that. It is Wednesday, November 15th. So if you're joining us on this webinar, we don't make this offer on the website, but just as kind of a thank you of joining us on the webinar today. If you're interested and you want to hire a platform to just do all this for you, we're going to offer a trial to you on this webinar. So I'm going to show you this video, and then after this 30-second video, I'll share more information with you on how platform works, how the platform system works, and how you can actually get started on a trial.
Hi, I'm Becky. I became part of the platform in January and became full-time with it about 6 weeks ago. I have my first closing in a few days with the platform lead, and they're downsizing, so I'm actually also listing their home, which is over $1 million listing. So this is just one of the many leads that I have on the platform. I have over $17 million right now in the pipeline from buyers and sellers from now until probably next year, early next year, that are looking. Platform's been the best for me. It's the best, most successful thing that I've seen out there. The guys behind the scenes doing all of the back end things are just amazing. The support is phenomenal. Without them, I would not have the success that I'm having and will have on it. I'm very thankful to be part of the platform family. Thanks. Bye.
Awesome. So again, if you want to grab a copy of the book High Hanging Fruit for free, just go to www.highhangingfruitbook.com. That's where you can get a free copy of that for no strings attached. So I want to talk a little bit about the platform system and how we manage all the marketing for agents, as well as I want to share with you the details on how you can actually get started on a trial. So if I could narrow it down to just one thing, the reason that this platform strategy works so well is that the agents who hire us, they're the only agent in their market using it. So platform as a company, to my knowledge, I think we're the only marketing system, the only marketing company out there that works with realtors that restricts an entire market to just one client, right? So most companies out there, whether it's Boomtown or Commissions Inc. or Curator or Real Geeks or YLOPO, I mean, literally every single other company, right? They might work with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people per zip code. So even in a small, medium-sized city like Charleston, South Carolina, right? Charleston's not a huge city like New York City or Miami or LA, right? It's kind of a small, medium-sized city. Charleston, South Carolina probably has dozens of agents using Boomtown and dozens of agents using Sync and dozens of agents using the Curator system. So there's really no exclusivity whatsoever, right? Platform though only has one client. His name is actually Jonathan Crompton. He has one client in the entire Charleston area. So platform only works with one agent per city, not just per zip code, but per city. We only work with one agent per entire city, right? I'm repeating that over and over and over again because I want you to hear what I'm saying. That's the reason this works so well. The person on the screen here, this is Danny Springfield. Danny is in San Antonio. Danny gets the entire San Antonio market. It's not just one zip code of San Antonio. It's not just, a 3-mile radius around where her office is. Danny literally gets the entire San Antonio market plus a 15-mile radius around San Antonio, right? That's why this works so well. So Danny, as part of platform, since she's a platform client, Danny never has to worry about competition because it's written into the contract that, as long as she stays a client, that we will only work with Danny. Like she gets complete 100% market exclusivity for the platform system for all of San Antonio, including a 15-mile radius around it, right? So that's why platform works so well, is because we're just insanely exclusive. Right now around the country, just so you guys know, we only have 100 clients. So we're a very exclusive, like boutique marketing agency. It's not something like Boomtown or Commissions Inc. where they have literally thousands or tens of thousands of agents using them. Platform only has, in the entire United States of America, we only have about 100 clients. And so we get to know our clients really, really well. And it's really set up more as like an advertising agency as a marketing system. So I'll show you this quick video of Danny, but if you want to sign up for a trial of Platform, the first step is just go to platformmarketmap.com. And then at Platform Market Map, the first thing you need to do is just find out, is your market available, right? Because before you can sign up for a trial, we just need to see, do we already have a client in your market? So like if you're watching this, right, this is a video I'm about to show you of Danny. Danny is a top realtor in San Antonio that hired us. If you're in San Antonio, sorry, you can't sign up for Platform. That's Danny's market, right? So the first step, even before you contact us or before you would schedule a sales call or anything like that, is you just go to platformmarketmap.com and sign up and see if your market is available. You can check there if your market is available or if we already have a client in your city. So as you watch this, if you're interested in signing up for a trial, just the first thing you do is go to www.platformmarketmap.com and see if your market is available. So as I play Danny's video here, notice how Danny says that we've almost doubled her business and she's actually getting to spend more time with her family. So we've almost helped her double her business and she's now getting to spend more time with her family, not less, because Platform has actually freed up her time because of the way that we structure the marketing campaigns. So this is an awesome video. I just love the before and after here of her case study. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Danny Springfield in San Antonio. My Platform story starts, I've been in business and real estate for about 5 years. When I signed up, I was plateauing at about 13 to 15 million a year. I had another agent on board with me, but I knew that we could get a little bigger and do a little better. Most importantly, I wanted to do that in a scaled fashion. So signing up with Platform enabled me to build my business to about $20 million a year, but where I'm spending more time, I have 3 little kids, where I'm spending more time with them. My husband actually left his engineering job to join my team, and that has been such a godsend for our family. Our quality of life has increased dramatically, and we owe a lot of that to Platform. The biggest change has been the quality of leads, so you're not spending all your time chasing ones that aren't very good, and maybe even most importantly for me, has been that Platform, it gets me in front of my sphere for referral business so easily with very little effort on my part. So I'm a happy client. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, and I'm really just thankful to be part of the Platform family. Thanks.
It's actually pretty cool. Danny's business has grown so much and she's built up a reputation in her area that she was actually just contacted by the reps at HGTV, where she's going to be filming an episode of House Hunters that's coming up in the San Antonio area. So, you know, Platform not only works to generate leads for you, we're also helping you build a huge brand in your area as well. So again, the first step to find out if you can do Platform is actually just go to platformmarketmap.com, and you can find out there if your market is open, if your market is available, or if we already have a client in your market. We are very, very strict about that. As I said, that's what makes Platform work so well, is that we only work with one person per city. Not just per zip code, right, but per city. So Danny's like the only realtor that we will work with in the entire San Antonio area, plus a 15-mile radius. So we're very protective of that, because that's what makes our results so incredible, where, you know, I'm not just cherry picking, right, a couple of examples where we've doubled someone's business. We're pretty much consistently able to double the GCI, double the business of our clients, because the ads work so well because we're exclusive, right? So again, the first step, even before before you would ever call us or before you schedule, a sales call with us or anything like that, the first step is just take 10 seconds and type in www.platformmarketmap.com. Just take 10 seconds, go there and see if your market is available. And if it is, then you can set up a time to talk about a trial, because everyone on this webinar, we're going to let you trial it. And we first just have to find out, I guess, if your market is available. So www.platformmarketmap.com. I want to share with you another video here of Paul Wilson. Paul's been awesome. He's in Jacksonville, Florida. He's getting a bunch of buyers. He's also getting listings. So notice in this video, he talks about the number of listings he's getting from Platform. That's something that I think we uniquely excel at as a marketing company, is we get our realtors actual seller leads. most online, online marketing systems, again, whether, any of them, YLocal, Curator, Boomtown, Commissions Inc., or even if you're buying leads from, Realtor.com, Zillow, probably 90% of the leads you get, or even 95% of the leads you get, are often just buyer leads, right? We help our clients consistently get listing leads, seller leads, because of the unique way that we structure these high-hanging fruit ads. The trick is you kind of have to soft sell really early in the sales cycle by just providing value. And if you soft sell the right way and you create value, you can get listing leads on Facebook from total strangers. We've cracked the code on how to do that. So notice in this video that Paul shares about all the listing leads he's getting from the Facebook marketing that platform has set up for him. So again, as you watch this video, if you're curious, if you want to see if your market is available, just go to platformmarketmap.com.
Good afternoon. Paul Wilson with Paul Wilson Properties, Remax Unlimited in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I was asked to give a short testimonial as to the success I'm currently having with Platform. It's been a few months now that I've been using the system and really implementing it into my daily routine. Since doing so, I'm on track to close a year, approximately 50,000 GCI greater than the previous 2 years. Most of my business since starting in 2000 has been basically referral driven, not really used much of the lead generation sites. So this has been a really new venture for me, and it's been absolutely amazing and wonderful. I have received over close to 250 potential prospects in my pipeline currently, but from the advertising and the videos, I've recently just secured a commercial listing and 2 other residential listings simply from people that have seen my video and have reached out to me personally. I highly recommend Platform.
Again, so notice there that he's talking about, he's not just getting buyers, he's actually getting listings from the Facebook ads that we're running for.
Simply from people that have seen my video and have reached out to me personally. I highly recommend Platform. I meet with a marketing person weekly that has been absolutely tremendous and uplifting and keeping me motivated and structured.
And so what he's talking about there is he meets with a marketing person every week. Part of Platform is that you actually get a personal account manager. It's basically your personal marketing consultant. It's not just like a customer support rep or something like that. All of our accounts, all the realtors we work with, they actually have a dedicated full-time account manager, and we do a one-on-one personal phone call with you every week. So it's not like a group phone call. Like there's probably lots of people who have like been in mastermind groups or whatever, where there's like a group coaching call where there's like 100 people on the line. This is a true one-on-one phone call with us. So all of our Platform clients, you'll talk with us every week in a personal one-on-one phone call, just us and you, like a one-on-one call. And we coach you on follow-up. We coach you on what videos you need to film us so we can set up better cultivation and retargeting sequences. You talk to us on the phone every single week. That's another reason that the Platform system works so much better than other marketing systems out there, is that we actually treat each and every one of our clients as like an individual client. Right? It's not like we have tens of thousands of accounts like larger companies like Boomtown, for example. We only work with 100 realtors around the country right now, just like 100. That's it. So we treat all of our accounts very, very seriously. Like, we want you to become the top producing agent in your market, right? And to do that, we have a one-on-one weekly coaching call with you, where it's just one-on-one. So that's what Paul was referencing there, is that like one-on-one check-in call
to achieve success. I look forward to many years with Platform, and hopefully next year I will see double to triple my GCI from the previous 17 years. Well, consistent years. So thank you for watching and have a great day. And if you are considering Platform, I highly recommend giving them a chance. Also, if you'd ever like to reach out to me to speak to me, please feel free to. Have a great day.
Awesome. So again, that's Paul Wilson. He's a realtor up in the Jacksonville area. He's really good at filming videos, and we use those videos as retargeting ads for him. On that note, actually, one thing that Platform does that no other marketing company does this with realtors, like not a single one, is we actually edit all your videos too. So if you send us listing videos, market update videos, we have an in-house video editing team that will just edit all your videos. So it's almost like a marketing all-you-can-eat buffet, right? Our clients really view us not just as a lead generation system. It's not just like a Facebook marketing system, you know, that you're signing up for. It's actually like you're hiring a marketing agency on retainer. Because in addition to setting up all your Facebook ads and split testing your ads and setting up all your follow-ups and all your landing pages for you, in addition to all that, we're also going to edit all your videos for you. So you send us your videos that you film, and our video editing team edits all your videos, adds, you know, captions, adds graphics, adds your logo. We cut up and splice the clips to make it look professional, right? So it's really like having a personal marketing department without having to hire 5 full-time people, right? Because I guarantee you, no other realtors that you work with have a full-time marketing team at their disposal that edits all their videos, sets up Facebook ads, sets up landing pages, and split tests all that, right? So platform is seriously like an all-you-can-eat buffet where it's like having a full-time marketing department at your disposal, right? So keep in mind, all these realtors, in addition to running all their Facebook marketing for them, every time they get a listing, they'll film a video of the listing. They just send the video to us. We will edit all their videos for them. So we're really striving to become like your personal marketing department, right? So again, this could be you in 30 days. Here's a video of Jeff Downing. He's up in Iowa. And this video Jeff actually filmed in his very first month using the platform system. And so these results aren't 6 months in or 3 months in. This literally happened within 30 days of him joining the platform family. Because I know the number one question you're probably thinking right now is like, all right, whatever. I'll sign up for more information, you know, but like I can't wait 6 months for this to start working, right? Because if it's high-hanging fruit, right? Like what if it takes 4 or 5 months or 6 months to start working? Well, good news, it doesn't. It starts working right away. The leads will start pouring in right away. As you can see in this video, this is the results. Like, even though, you know, yeah, the bulk of the closings will probably happen 4 or 5 months into the future, right? You'll get results right away in the first 30 days. So this video Jeff filmed in his very first month as a client. Here's the return on investment platform created for him in his very first 30 days using the system. So it's what, November 15th today? This could be you 30 days from now on December 15th. Imagine if you had results like this on December 15th, just 30 days from now.
Hey guys, Jeff Downing here. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. As you can see, the corn's growing right behind me, so I am definitely in Iowa. Just hit my 30-day anniversary with Platform, and I want to share with you some of my successes. First campaign, first night it's going, and wake up, my phone's got a full contact lead. Name, number, address, and then down at the bottom, the most beautiful thing in the world says, yeah, I'm looking to buy a house in the next 90 days. We were able to get their home listed and get them upgraded in house. Both those houses went pending just last weekend, which is about $14,000 in GCI off my first day in my first month here in Platform. Also had a call, hey, love your video. We're looking to sell our house and upgrade. So just last night was on a listing appointment for $425,000. That's an at-bat I would not have had without Platform.
So again, we're not just getting buyer leads for our clients. I really want to highlight the fact that this platform marketing system consistently gets seller leads for our clients too.
Hey, love your video. We're looking to sell our house and upgrade. So just last night was on a listing appointment for $425,000. That's an at-bat I would not have had without Platform. I've also added literally hundreds of contacts into my drip campaigns and into my SOI. So that's been really, really cool. Finally, I love talking to my account administrator once a week. David, if you're out there, man, you're the best. Love chatting with him.
So again, right there, he's talking about that personal one-on-one call that we do every week with our clients. So every client in the platform family, it's not like a group call. It's not a group coaching call. It's a one-on-one personal call with us every week. You'll get to talk with us on the phone every week, one-on-one.
Finally, I love talking to my account administrator once a week. David, if you're out there, man, you're the best. Love chatting with him every Monday. We can look at the effectiveness of the ads, my ad spend, and he's also helped me with scripts, when to call back, what to say, email returns. Just get
rejuvenated to start the week after talking with David every Monday. So that's been my experience with Platform. If you want to know more, please look me up.
Again, that's Jeff Downing. He's a realtor with KW up in Iowa. So these are all the results. Everything he mentioned there, like the $420,000 listing appointment, the multiple buyers, like all that came in his very first 30 days. So it's not like, even though we talk about this idea of high-hanging fruit, it's not like it takes 4 or 5 months to start working. You see results right away in your very first month. And one more thing I want to mention is that we don't have any contracts either. So I know that that's often a question that people are asking, and I see we've had like a person ask that in the live chat, is we don't have contracts. You know, so it's not like if you sign up and you want to try Platform on that trial, you're not locked in for 12 months. You're not locked in for 6 months or even 3 months. We don't have any contracts whatsoever. We're 100% month to month, no contracts whatsoever. That's just a philosophical belief I have, is that I don't think marketing companies should have contracts. Like as a marketing company, right? If I'm telling you that, hey, if you hire Platform, that I'm going to grow your business, and I make you sign up for a 12-month contract, like what does that say about my confidence in my ability to grow your business, right? If I'm that confident that it works, I wouldn't lock you into a contract. So we don't have any contracts. Like there's not a 12-month contract. There's not a 6-month contract. We're just totally month to month, no contracts whatsoever. So no contracts, no risk. So the first step, again, you don't have to schedule a call or anything. You don't have to, call us. Just the first step is just take 10 seconds. Just take 10 seconds and go to www.platformmarketmap.com. And that's where you can find out if your market is available. And just so you guys know, we will actually personally follow up and email you. So if you fill that out and you don't hear back from us right away, just realize we're actually going to follow up with you today. We'll send you like a personal text message or a personal email, and we will like let you know if your market is available. So I know we've already had a couple people asking, hey, like, I filled it out and it didn't tell me. That's because we're going to personally one-on-one reach out to you, because we have to manually check, right? We have to check and see if your market is available. We are very, very strict on that. It's not like it's like a bullshit scarcity thing where we're, we're not artificially trying to make it look like we're more in demand than we are, right? This is actually real. Like we only work with one client per market. So before we would even schedule, like a call with someone, if they want to find out more, we first want to verify that that market is actually available and that we don't already have a client there. So we will personally email you. So if you go to platformmarketmap.com, it's not going to be like an autoresponder or an auto email. If you go, just take 10 seconds, platformmarketmap.com. We will actually, like a human being, Mitch, like personally, Mitch Broderick will actually personally email you today, this afternoon, and Mitch will let you know if your market is available. So again, platformmarketmap.com. Check out this video from Justin. Justin is actually in a market that I thought was going to be really hard for Platform to work, but it worked incredibly well. So he's in a market where a lot of his business is actually second homes. It's like vacation homes, kind of a luxury market on a really nice lake. And so I was kind of nervous when he signed up. I was like, oh, yikes. I don't know if Platform's going to work as well in a market like this where so much of his business is vacation homes, second homes, kind of like the higher end luxury market. And he is just kicking ass. Like he just defied all expectations. And he has this awesome video where he's gotten he's gotten $1 million listings, $1 million buyers. He is just killing it this year since he signed up for Platform. He actually says in this video that signing up for Platform was the best business decision I ever made. That's really awesome for me to hear that as like the CEO, founder of Platform, that we've created a marketing system that, literally changes people's lives. He's making so much more money now that it's just totally changed the quality of life that he's able to provide for his family. That he would say this is the best business decision I've ever made. And so I'll show you this video so you can hear Justin in his own words talk about how Platform has grown his business.
Hey guys, I'm Justin Liller with Rayleigh Realty at Deep Creek Lake, and I want to share my experience so far since joining Platform. Back in January, I flew down and met with Tim, and he showed me kind of the basics of Platform. which I implemented right away and saw some pretty good success with. So at the end of May, I became a full platform family member. So it's been a little more than 30 days, maybe 40 days since I joined Platform, and I've seen some really incredible success. I'm picking up between 4 and 6 full contact information leads per day off of the ads that I run on Facebook. I can directly relate 3 listings back to my platform ads that I've been running. They range anywhere from $150,000 to $800,000. I have had 2 closings from that, $175,000 closing and another at $850,000. And then I have a property under contract with some folks that opted into one of my ads at $1,550,000. So, you know, it's an incredible, incredible value that they offer at Platform. The return on investment is going to be absolutely huge. And I could not recommend joining Platform anymore. Like it has been by far the best business decision that I have ever made.
That's just awesome hearing that. Of all the marketing systems he's ever used, all the random sales seminars and trainings he's been to, he actually says that just hiring Platform to just take over his marketing, hiring Platform to just run all of his Facebook ads and generate leads for him, so that he can just spend his actual time following up with warm leads. That Platform is the best business decision he ever made.
Return on investment is going to be absolutely huge. And I could not recommend joining Platform anymore. Like it has been by far the best business decision that I have ever made. So I've been implementing the Platform strategy since January, but only been a full Platform member since the end of May. And as of last Friday, I had 2 closings last Friday. As of last Friday, for 2017, I've already exceeded my GCI that I had in 2016. So I have no doubt that this is going to become my best year ever. And I think that, if you follow the strategies that they talk about, it could be anybody's best year ever. You've got to film the videos, you've got to do the follow-up, and the buyers and listings will come. It's been incredible. Over the holiday weekend, I had 5 people walk up to me and say, "Hey, you're that guy from the Facebook ads, the videos. I watch all your home tours. I love it." And it's that kind of stuff that maybe doesn't show up in your GCI right away, but over time it will, because people are gonna, when they're ready to buy, they're only gonna think of you because you've built that trust and you've given them something to watch while they're bored at work or sitting at home, and they absolutely love it. So anyway, I can't thank Platform enough. I couldn't be happier. And if you're on the fence about this, just do it. You're not going to regret it. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. So again, that's Justin Liller. He's in like the Deep Creek Lake area. So he's our Platform client there. So if you want more information, you want to just first find out if your market is available, or if your market already has a realtor there that we're working with. That's the first step. It doesn't take you 5 minutes. It doesn't take you 2 minutes. It'll literally take you 10 seconds. Just go to platformmarketmap.com and see if your market is available. And we will shoot you a quick email to follow up and let you know if your market is available. So just take 10 seconds, go to platformmarketmap.com. Again, what Platform does is we're going to edit all of your videos for you. We're going to set up all your Facebook ads. It's like having a full-blown marketing department working for you without actually having to go out and hire a full-blown marketing department. So usually the number one question we get is like, hey, it sounds great, but how quickly does it start working? Because, I can't wait 6 months for this to start working. Or it's coming up to winter now, right? Especially if you're in a northern state. We're in November right now. Like, you can't wait until March to get leads. Like, you need to start working right away and get some, closing deals in the pipeline right away. So here's another video I want to share with you of someone in Louisiana who hired us, and they're just sharing that this is how quickly it started working. They started getting leads and getting closings right away. So this video is actually filmed in their very first month as a client. This is Tammy. She's a realtor in Louisiana.
Hey y'all, it's Tammy Montgomery. I just wanted to give you a quick update of what's been going on with my platform. I have been on there for about 30 days, and I'm in Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana. And from our healthcare ad, we have 2 pending buyers, and then I got a listing that's going to be a buyer. So that's 4 deals right there in 30 days that I'll have off the healthcare ad. And then off of the VA list, we have 1 pending buyer. So if you calculate the return on investment, and I have been on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Commissions Inc.
Notice that Tammy has used pretty much every marketing system out there. She's used Zillow, Realtor.com. She mentions Curator. She's used Commissions Inc. I mean, she's used every other, realtor marketing system out there. And she said the platform is by far the best. It's gotten her more leads, everything she just talked about. All those leads came in the very first month.
So if you calculate the return on investment, and I have been on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Commissions Inc., Tiger Lead, I think I've done them all, and Curator, and Platform is by far the best return on my investment. And if y'all need to reach out to me directly, you can find me on Facebook at Tammy Montgomery Real Estate Experts, or feel free to call me at 318-540-6108. Thank y'all.
Awesome. So again, it starts working right away. It's not something that takes 3 or 4 months to really get dialed in and really start working. Like most of our clients, even in their very first month, are going to average 200 leads coming in their very first month. So how would you like to roll into the holiday season, like the Christmas season, roll into, December and, January, February, where usually it's a very slow time for most agents over the, New Year's, winter. How would you like to start generating hundreds of leads a month so that you're already operating at full capacity when spring comes around? That's what's possible with this. That's the pipeline you can build with this. So www.platformmarketmap.com. If you're interested, I see that we've already actually had over like 50 people, 54 people sign up there. So that's what's possible. Just check out if your market is available. www.platformmarketmap.com. Here's a quick video of Micah. He's one of my favorite clients to work with. As you see, we've shown you videos of our realtors that are using the system in big cities, small towns, farm towns, suburbs, everything in between, even in Hawaii. So Micah's out in Hawaii, and he is just crushing it using the platform system. He's added already over 100K to his GCI, and it keeps growing. So Micah is one of my favorite case studies because it proves that the platform marketing strategy even works out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Way out in Hawaii. So www.platformmarketmap.com.
Hey guys, it's Micah Grafskar from Hawaii Life Real Estate Brokers. I've been on platform for about 3 months. I've got a little over 550 leads. It's just going great so far. I've tweaked some of the auto emails a little bit just to be more effective since I have so many leads coming in, and I can only see good things in the future. Currently, I've got 2 buyers in escrow and 1 listing in total worth $1.6 million. And then I've also got 6 pre-approved buyers that I'm working with that can go up to around $4 million. And the island that I'm on of Oahu is quite expensive, so I have no doubt that we'll get to around that $4 million mark. So I just got done finishing my market update video. These have been really successful for me so far. When you come and visit me, I'll take you over here. So, comment on this video if you have any questions for me. Otherwise, aloha.
Awesome. So again, think about the difference it'll make to your family's standard of living if you could add over 100K to your GCI, right? Like that's the difference the platform is making for people. And we just have so many of these case studies, right? Like so many of these videos. So it's not like we're just cherry picking a couple of the very best examples ever. We have consistently, time and time again, just awesome case studies that show that we're able to, consistently double someone's GCI. So to get more information, just to find out right away, is my market even available, or do you already have a client, where I am? Just take 10 seconds, go to platformmarketmap.com. Here's another awesome story. Justin has more than doubled his business. Actually, in July of this year, he closed over 40K in GCI just from platform leads that platform got for him. Justin is a realtor in Texas. He actually used to be a firefighter. And now he's on pace to make over $200,000 this year in GCI. And just a couple years ago, he was a firefighter. So Platform has just totally transformed his family's finances and his standard of living now that he's making that kind of money.
Hey, it's Justin Stewart. I'm a realtor in Texas, and here's how I've doubled my business in 2017. About a year ago, I hired a company called Platform. Platform is a digital marketing agency that specifically focuses on Facebook advertising. Now, when I originally found Platform, I had no idea what real Facebook advertising was all about. I had no idea what A/B testing was and CPM and all those other terms, but I did know what GCI was. And I knew that the results that the Platform clients were having at the time was nothing short of amazing. It's something that I had to know more about. So I spoke to Tim and spoke to some of the other Platform clients, and after doing so, I realized that this was something that I had to be a part of. So I joined up with them, and my results have been nothing short of amazing as well. And I'm incredibly thankful for Platform, what they've done for me, what they've done for my family and my business. And to give you a little peek into what my experience has been thus far, next month I actually have almost $40,000 in gross commission income set to close from Platform alone.
Awesome. So again, that's Justin Stewart. Justin is a realtor in College Station, Texas, near Texas A&M, and he used to be a firefighter. So he's making more money now that Platform is running all of his marketing for him. He's making more money now than he ever thought was possible in his business. So it's stories like this that that as the founder of Platform, that just get me happy. I guess just makes me happy, like realizing that that's the impact it can make on someone's business, because that means that now he can start socking a bunch of money away, in a college saving fund for the kids, or taking more vacations with his family. I mean, it makes a big difference when you're adding that kind of money to your business. So again, if you want to sign up for a trial, you can get started Platform for only $500. That's it, $500. So to sign up for your trial month, just go to platformmarketmap.com, and at platformmarketmap.com, that's where you can see if your market is available. And then if it is, so if you go there and we can confirm that, yeah, your market is available, then you can sign up for that trial month. So here I want to show one last video here of Rodney Michael talking about, Rodney's in Wichita, Kansas. And Rodney talks about the results he got, again, in his first month. So everything here he talks about happened within his first month when Platform started running ads for him and handling his marketing. So here's what can happen in your first 30 days when you sign up.
Hey, my name is Rodney Michael, and I'm an agent here in Wichita, Kansas, working with Platinum Realty, and I want to tell you about my first month working with Platform. Actually, I've only been with them for about 3 weeks, but it's been an incredible 3 weeks. They've produced 160 contacts for me, or leads for me, that have turned into 60 conversations, and of those 60 conversations,
So notice that he actually said conversations, because it's quality, not quantity, right? We actually want people who are converting into leads. So in just the first couple of weeks, he's a client, we already have 60 leads that are engaging with him. They're actually following up. They're responding to his text messages. They're responding to his phone calls. They're responding to the email follow-up. Over 60 leads are actually responding to follow-up in just the first couple weeks. That's incredible.
Contacts for me, or leads for me, that have turned into 60 conversations, and of those 60 conversations, I have about $1.5 million in potential contracts right now, just sitting there ready to go within the next year, so in the next 12 months. And when I first sat down and talked with Tim about what Platform could provide, I just wanted a legitimate lead source, because that's what every agent wants. And when he told me how the approach works at Platform, I was sold right away, and the proof is in the fruit that it's produced already.
And so this is a pretty long video, so I don't want to show you this entire thing. But again, it's just another example of the results that Platform can create for you in your very first month. So if you're interested, again, I've already said it 100 times, so I apologize. But the very first step is just going to platformmarketmap.com. I'm gonna actually skip this one. I want to zoom ahead here and show you an example of an agent who will actually take you into his office. It's kind of like a behind the scenes video that he filmed to show you his actual whiteboard where he has all of his business and his pipeline laid out and seeing that all of it's coming from Platform. So this is someone who actually could track 40 closings they got in a year, 40 specifically just from leads that came from the Platform Facebook ads that we ran for them. So we grew his business by over 40 transactions. He'll take you behind the scenes in his office and actually show you the whiteboard to prove it.
So when I was first introduced to the whole online lead platform system, I was skeptical. Now, a year later, we're closing 40 deals in 2016. This is all due to the online marketing platform. For example, we have our buyers meet us in this building, which gives us instant credibility. Because when you meet somebody on the internet, you never know if they're real or not. So when you come to a building like this, people come in here, they want to work with you, they realize you're real, and then you sign them up as a client. Come with me to the office. For example, we are closing 11 deals in June alone, totaling over $4.5 million. That is an incredible number, and about half of that came directly from the platform system. Now over here is the stuff you can't fake. This is our pipeline. This is ready buyers who've been pre-approved. They want to go searching, they want to go shopping, and they want to buy a home. 50% of these guys are all coming from our platform system, and it's proven the high-hanging fruit mentality.
I love that because when he shows you the whiteboard there, like the whiteboard doesn't lie. Those are all actual numbers of deals he's closing from the platform marketing campaigns that we're running for him.
That is an incredible number, and about half of that came directly from the platform system. Now over here is the stuff you can't fake. This is our pipeline. This is ready buyers who've been pre-approved. They want to go searching, they want to go shopping, and they want to buy a home. 50% of these guys are all coming from our platform system, and it's proven the high-hanging fruit mentality, the system, the platform leads, it really does work, and it's real.
Awesome. So that is Brandon Ray. He's a realtor in kind of the suburbs of Denver. And Brandon, as you said, he'll close over 40 transactions this year that he can specifically directly track back to the marketing campaigns and the lead generation that platform is doing for him. It grew his business by over 40 transactions. So I want to be clear that I'm not saying his business is 40 transactions a year. I'm saying the platform uniquely added another 40. So if he was already doing 30, now his business is at 70 transactions a year. So, this is how I'm saying platform consistently can double people's business, in some cases even triple their business, because platform marketing it's not something where the goal is to maybe, add an extra 3 or 4 transactions a year. We want to rapidly grow our clients' businesses. It's actually not okay for me as the founder of platform. It's not okay if a client doesn't rapidly grow their business. We're not wanting to, help you make an extra $10,000 a year. We want to put an extra $100,000 a year in your pocket. The point is to help you grow your business rapidly. So again, if you're interested, just check out platformmarketmap.com. That's where you can sign up and take the first step towards that trial month. If you want the trial month, just the very first thing we have to do is make sure that we don't already have a client in your market. We only work with one agent per market. So the first step is just to find out if your city is still available. If it is, we can get you set up on that trial month. And we're going to manage all your Facebook ads for you. I'm going to skip ahead to a video here that we have. This is probably my all-time favorite video that we've ever filmed. But if your market is available at platformmarketmap.com, then we can talk about, hey, is this something that you want to use long-term? But yeah, you can take advantage of a trial month. So you can try it for a month. www.platformmarketmap.com. This video I'm going to show you here is my all-time favorite video that we've ever received from a client. Seriously. It's someone who was basically about to be homeless before they signed up for platform. They were so broke, they were struggling so much in their business that when they hired us, actually the first listing that they had us edit a video for and the first listing that we ran an ad for was actually their own house because the bank was about to take their house, so they had to sell it. They literally couldn't afford to stay in their own house anymore. And now, after hiring Platform, this agent is the top realtor in her market. She's actually the top agent for her brokerage for the entire state. And, you know, she's making plenty of money now. She bought a brand new truck. She bought a brand new $500,000 lake home. And she actually talks about that in the video about like, it's basically, it almost sounds cheesy. It almost sounds too good to be true because it's like, honestly, a rags to riches story. But this is the difference that Platform made in her business, where literally the first house that we created a Facebook ad for, she was selling her own house because the bank was about to take her house. And now she bought a brand new truck. She bought a brand new lake home. She's the top agent in her brokerage in the entire state. This is the difference that platform marketing can make for your business.
Okay, so I love this car. I've always wanted a Jeep Rubicon, always. Never thought I'd be able to get one, especially that I could just write out a check for, actually. But I was in Platform for about 6 months when my other car actually blew up, and I just kind of thought, what am I doing? I can afford what I want. So drove onto the lot with that wreck and drove off with this Rubicon with only 6 miles on it, which was a fantastic day.
So I want you to meet Debbie Kaler. The Platform strategy literally rescued her career. After the housing market crashed, she was struggling to make a living. Now she's driving a brand new car, bought a new lake home, and business is better than ever. Her story is just incredible. So I'll let her share the details. This is the power of the Platform strategy.
Hi, I'm Debbie Kaler. I'm a realtor in a very small town in west central Minnesota. Population just a little over 2,000. So it's a tough market. We have a lot of agents around here. In fact, I would say we are saturated because everybody for some reason thinks that real estate is the fast, easy money, easiest thing you can get into. So I got into real estate in 1990 and always did pretty well, probably in the top 10, 15, and then the market crashed. And being a single person, that was tough. I ended up losing my house, my car, pawned all my jewelry. I literally had nothing left other than the clothes on my back.
So, as I said, Debbie's story is one of the coolest Platform stories I've ever heard. After 20 years in the business, things were so slow, she was about to quit real estate entirely and find a new career. She was applying for jobs around the country, just trying to find something to pay the bills. And then she discovered Platform.
So thinking this is it, I have to get out of real estate permanently, even though I loved it. They found out my story and they said, you know, we have this young guy that does marketing for us, you should give him a try. So I was desperate and I decided, all right, I'm going to meet him. Turns out his name is Tim Shermack. And he came over and talked to me and started telling me about Platform, and I thought this is entirely too good to be true. There's no way anything is that good that's going to take me from about being homeless, literally homeless, to actually being able to stay in this business and make it. But humor me, I'll listen to him. So I meet him. He gave me the good sales pitch. Out of frustration, I hired him. And only because that day in the mail, the very last check had come from my retirement account. Very last check. And I knew it wasn't going to carry me through anyway, so what's the big deal? I might as well gamble. I threw it at him and said, all right, big talker, you think you can do this? Do it. I bet it was 3 weeks later, leads started to come in like crazy, and they started rolling in. I'm not kidding. And pretty soon I didn't have time for that other job I took. I was back into real estate. And here we are 2.5 years later, and I went from number 47 in my association up to number 2.
So Debbie went from having no money, literally losing her home, to being the number 2 agent in her entire association. I love this story. It's such an authentic example of the power of Platform. The entire community noticed how quickly Debbie built her brand. Remember, building your business is as simple as building a list of people who trust you. Not just a database, but a list of people who trust you.
So one of the fun things with Platform was I had so many friends say, you know, when the market crashed, we thought you were done. That was it. We thought your business was going under that you were done, no more Debbie. And it's like you came back with a vengeance. All of a sudden we see videos all over the place and your signs are going up all over the place. And now you're really showing other people how it's done. I actually had a couple of my competing agencies come and try to recruit me with their company. To which it's like, no, I turned them down. I mean, they're like, don't you want to work for, and then they'd say their name because they're bigger names in the area. I don't have a big name. You know, Lakes Area Realty, Debbie Kaler Real Estate. You know, I don't have the big banners, the big balloons, anything like that. And it's like, you know what? I don't need you. I'm doing fine on my own. They didn't like that very well, but I've pretty much buried most of them, which is a great feeling. And it's all because of platform. I went from, said bottom of the barrel, thinking that I was going under, to a place I never thought I would be. And it's because of the marketing. And that happened rather quickly, actually. I would say within 3 months, people started to make comments about, wow, you came back strong. And by 6 months, it was, wow.
Amazing. So let's take a behind the scenes look at Debbie's office and get a feel for what her daily routine looks like when the leads are flowing in.
So I just want to give you a behind the scenes look at what Platform has done for me. Just in this last week, I've gotten 3 pages of leads. The ones that are crossed off are the ones that I've actually come in contact with, I've had phone conversations with, or even met them for coffee. I've got 2 listing appointments out of it so far, and for sure 1 buyer, probably 2, maybe even 3. So it's been great that way. It keeps me busy. It keeps me in contact with people. But I really want to show you personally what it's done for me. So my dream car was always a Jeep Rubicon. And after working with Platform for, I don't know, about 6 months, I was finally able to get one. Brand new, right off the lot. And it only had 6 miles on it. So it was glorious.
And so what's cool here is she's actually going to drive and show you her new lake home that she bought.
Really working the program. If you work it, it works. So if you've been in it and say that it doesn't work, it's only because you're not doing anything with it. I have proof, because what I'm going to show you is the property I was able to buy, and it may not be huge, but it is on a premier lake. It's on Green Lake, which used to be the 2nd purest lake in the world. It's completely renovated. I can't wait to show it to you. So, you know, we're going to go there right now and take a look.
You know, I'm reminded of that classic quote from Zig Ziglar. You can have whatever you want in life if you'll just help other people get what they want. This is the very essence of the Platform strategy. Just serve people. Before you ever ask for anything, provide value. Be the most helpful real estate agent in your market. As you'll see, it worked for Debbie, and it can work for you too.
I paid plenty for it just because it is where it is. But it is a Frank Lloyd Wright house, which does mean something, so I wanted to keep his design. And that's another reason I renovated what was there instead of tearing it down. It is a $500,000 house in a community where everything, you know, the average price is $150,000. So it's an accomplishment. I never thought I would be able to do that. So we're almost at my humble cottage. So not only was I able to buy this new car, but Platform also allowed me to buy my new lake home.
This is cool. She actually walks into the lake home. I'll show you, like, you know, she renovated everything, brand new kitchen, brand new flooring, and then just the epic views of the lake that she has. And keep in mind, like, just a couple of years ago before Platform, Debbie was so broke and her business was so, I mean, basically non-existent, that she was about to lose her house. And now she's living in a $500,000 lake home, and check out the views on her lake house. It's epic. Oops, I'm gonna pop back in here. And here's the tour. Sorry about that. Here's the tour of Debbie's lake house that she got. Just the views are epic. I want to emphasize that, you know, all she did to earn all this is, you know, she joined the platform family. She started filming videos every month. We would edit all of her videos. We set up retargeting ads. We brought in leads from her, and she would just call and she would follow up with the leads. And every month she filmed that market update video. And we'd use that video in a retargeting campaign to cultivate her leads. And this is the end result of that platform strategy.
So this is the lake home that I bought, and I was able to renovate the whole thing. What we're standing in was actually just a skirting porch. Going into the kitchen, I was able to put in all new countertops, new flooring, all new appliances, took out some walls, added some windows, opened up the living room. This was a couple tiny rooms before. But what I love about this place is this epic view of Green Lake, and thanks to Platform, I get to enjoy it every day.
And so that's an awesome video. I love the before and after, just seeing the difference it made, you know, not only in her business, but in her life, obviously. So there is one more video I want to show you, and it literally is like a 20-second video. I actually don't have it in the PowerPoint slide because the video was actually sent to me like half hour ago. It's a realtor who signed up just last month for Platform, just literally last month. And they filmed like a 30-second video right as the webinar was starting. So I actually didn't have time to edit it into this PowerPoint. But it's a video testimonial from a Platform realtor that literally was sent to me today, November 15th, 2017. So it's not like, you know, it's not a video from a year ago or 6 months ago or even a month ago. It's a video testimonial that was sent to me literally today. And so I'm gonna hop out of PowerPoint here, and I'm still in screen share, so I hope you guys can still see my screen. I actually wanted to show you guys this video testimonial I literally just received, like in the last hour they sent it to me, because I want you to see that we're getting people recent results. It's not just something that, you know, worked a year ago. Like this is the latest case study that literally, it was sent to me from a realtor in Tennessee, actually. Let's see, just today. All right, cool. You saw my Slack conversation with Mitch there. So this video hasn't been edited or anything. It was, I mean, again, it's a 26-second video that was literally just sent to me. I mean, you can see right here, it says uploaded on November 15th, 2017, right down here. So here's the latest Platform case study that actually came in from a realtor today. So here's the results that Michelle Jones has got in her very first month using the Platform system. So again, if you want more information, it's platformmarketmap.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Jones from Tennessee. I joined the Platform webinar. I signed up. My results for the first 10 days are that the 2 new listings ads that I ran with Platform, I got both under contract in the same day. I also have 5 active buyers that I'm currently working with now. And I also have obtained 3 new listings.
And so all that literally happened in her first month. So she sold 2 of her listings because of our Facebook ads. She got a couple new listings because of our Facebook ads, and she picked up 5 buyers that she's already working with right now. All that happened in her very first month using Platform. So I want to thank you guys for joining us on the webinar today. Again, if you want more information, it's platformmarketmap.com. So just go to www.platformmarketmap.com, and that's where you can sign up and see if your market is available And if your market is available, then we're going to give you a trial. So you can try Platform for a month. So you can take advantage of that trial month. The first step is just to find out if your market is available. So you can check that out, find out if your market is available, get that trial month at www.platformmarketmap.com. Thanks, guys.